Take it.
Well,
bring it on. Want some, get some. Can I get a hell yeah? Yes, I am a pirate. You have to go with the pirates because, of course, they have cannons and everything. It's a pirate's life for me. Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're pirate. It is a first down. Pirate. Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Well, you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it. I think I've ever been in a building as loud as that was. It was deafening in there. You've ever been to Omaha? I can promise you that. And it's purple all night long in Eastern North Carolina.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
Yeah, my heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down of my soul, and I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode.
All right, welcome in to TSO on Sunday night. I'm Dave Richmond along with my good friend. Let's start out with Kyle from LaGrange Barber. How are you, man?
it depends. But anyway, it is a Sunday night. It is TSO Sunday night. Got a lot of. Well, I was going to say we have a lot to talk about. We really don't. But we'll talk some Pirate football. Anyway.
We've got a lot to talk about. But go ahead.
I mean, not any games or anything, but yeah, we have things to talk about. Sure.
No doubt about it. Let's bring in a man that has been DJing almost as long as I've been alive. Not really. Let's bring from Eastern North Carolina, currently in Greenville, North Carolina, and he lives in that area. Alan Vick.
I live in Winterville, and it is currently rumbling thunder here at the Vick Estate. So, hello, gentlemen. Hope everybody's had a good weekend.
I come out walking short because lightning was chasing me.
Yeah, a man that definitely is. We're going to go now to. I'm not sure if he's in Virginia or North Carolina. I forgot.
I'm in Greenville, and I'll tell you what, Alan. I don't hear any rumbling, but the way my little terrier is like searching for a place to hide, I feel like we're about to get hammered with some type of a thunderstorm or something. She's a great meteorologist, by the way. She's like 100% accurate.
AMS certified.
Yeah, she should be.
Marvin Doherty.
The next guy I want to bring in is a guy I wish I had his rookie card. It sold for millions of dollars. Stevie Fly. What's up, brother?
What's up? We got a lot to talk about tonight, Kyle. We're talking about the big recruiting battle for the hottest quarterback in college football, Granny Smith. So,
yeah, I thought those were apples. Wildfire. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Everybody doing all right?
Well,
we will talk to Justin about Wildfire Championship Wrestling and their big event coming up on the 4th of July up in Kentucky.
Yeah, what the heck is going on? I haven't.
We got Ricky Morton coming.
I'm upset. I'm really upset, Wildfire, because I heard it on daggone Facebook on like one of those reels, and I'm like,
I sent it to y'all. I sent it to y'all that Justin had that event coming up there in Kentucky, and
I've saw it a couple times, and then you sent it, Kyle, and I'm like, daggone Wildfire hasn't sent anything to. I mean, I don't know anything about it. If it weren't for Facebook and Kyle, I would have never known about your event.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. I'm looking forward to that big event in Kentucky this weekend.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, you going to take the Queen Anne's up there?
Taking the Queen Anne, got it loaded up, fired up, ready to rock and roll, baby.
So Wildfire, you AKA Justin Buss, AKA Tommy Rich. You got Ricky Morton on the card. You got his son on the card. Robert Gibson's on the card. It's a show of legends there in Kentucky. Justin, what do you think about the big night? You three against the Russians. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, the Russians are going down.
All right.
That's the worst promo I've ever heard in my life, Justin. But all right.
That sold one ticket. That only sold one ticket for that promo. And by the way,
he doesn't say you do it, Justin. This is how you do it. Let me tell you how to do a Wildfire promo. All right, he doesn't say you do it. We got Wildfire Tommy Rich, baby, and you got Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, and Robert Gibson here. All three of us together. We are the red, white, and blue. And on America's 250th anniversary, it's birthday, baby, here in Kentucky as we take on those dirty, dirty Russians. Only one thing's going to happen. We're going to keep rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling, and Wildfire's going to run wild, baby. USA, USA, and Wildfire Tommy Rich, the Rock and Roll Express, will be victorious on America's birthday.
250 is the combined age of those three guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call, Alan. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, I don't have a.
I'll tell you this: Ricky Morton can still go today.
Yes, he can. Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah, we all agree. Ricky Morton.
I actually interviewed him in 2001 on the radio. It was really cool, and he wrestled. Kyle, you'll get a kick out of this thing, Alan. He wrestled at Manio High School, and I think the Rock and Roll Express, or that I don't need to buy them, but it was really cool to be able to talk to him about wrestling. And
I've met Ricky a couple of times, but I was a show in Little Washington.
Oh yeah,
it was Ricky Morton, Little Washington. It was Ricky Morton, and he had announced the previous show, and I don't know where it was, but that he had I forget who the hell he was feuding with at the time locally. It was early 2000s. It may have been Lodi and someone. I think it was Lodi and Toad. Stevie, you'll know who that is, Toad.
Yeah,
and he announced at the previous show for the indie promotion, he had a guest partner, a mystery partner, and everybody thought it was going to be Robert Gibson. You know who it was? Well, they actually announced it because it would have been stupid not to announce it. But guess who's guest? No, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh man.
If you will.
Yeah.
He got a bicycle.
He got a bicycle.
Oh man, off to a great start. I know everybody. This is the Wrestling Objective. We've changed the name of our show. We're going to a different direction. I mean, we've got, I think, pretty much everybody. I think Johnny Robertson. Do you dabble any in wrestling?
He's getting into it. He's trying to get into it.
Yeah, ask Kyle. He'll tell you.
Hey, man, by the way, JR, that book Stevie didn't like.
Yeah,
it's getting rave reviews everywhere. Ask Stevie about that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Stevie. I want your advice because I got to catch up, and I want to get accurate information. I don't want to be, being fed stuff that's.
Stevie says the book is accurate. There's just terms of misspelling and typos.
Yeah, I can get over that.
Accurate. It's worth it. I mean, it's worth it. And it's good. It's got a lot of good information. I'll give a plug out to this guy's been on the show on my podcast a couple of times. He's an author. Actually, he's going to be the drummer for Twisted Sister when they do their little tour they get ready. His name's Joey Casada. He did a wrestling book, and JR, I would suggest that if you wanted to really get caught up on it, I would suggest that.
I'm in, Stevie.
100%.
It's made. The layout is like the old Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines. It's shaped like that, and he's got like the top 10 rankings for each year and all that stuff.
Well, that might explain why Bill Apter endorsed it so much, Stevie.
That probably has a lot to do with it.
But
Joey is a great guy. Big. I mean, he played. Gosh, let me see who else he's played with. He went on tour. His band that he was in went on tour with Kiss for like half a year back in 2004, 2000. I mean, it was early years, but he's been, everywhere. He's a good guy too. And he did a little web series called Wrestling with Joey Licious, and he had a bunch of guys on there. Like Jake the Snake was on it, Tito Santana, Roddy Piper.
I love Piper.
There's been a lot of them up there. So yeah, I would suggest it. Yeah, you'll be all right with that, JR.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
And to show how much we love, and then we'll get off wrestling, but to show how much me and Stevie in particular, and Dave likes wrestling too, but we're and Alan, of course, to show how much we love old school wrestling, but don't give a damn about modern wrestling. AEW, TNA, and WWE both have big events tonight. AEW has their pay-per-view Forbidden Door. TNA is in the progress of having their pay-per-view Slammiversary. And WWE right now, if you got the CW, NXT Great American Bash is live on the CW, and we're not watching any of it. So don't give a damn about the modern stuff.
TNA actually started theirs at 4:00 today,
and they finished it up. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I find it really. I guess that was They had to have that scheduled before AEW made that announcement. You know, with TNA's relationship with WWE, I'm really surprised NXT did that event tonight. But
I'm surprised. I mean, you know, like back in the old days, what was it, WrestleMania 4?
yeah, against Starcade.
They did that. They did it that
Champions.
afternoon, and Clash of Champions is free on TV. Which, see, now everybody says, well, NWA should have did that, but
they did it in response to what
Vince
they
did
did
it
to them about
first.
Starcade.
Survivor Series.
Well, the first Royal Rumble was live on
USA
going up against what
Bunkhouse,
was it, Kyle?
Bunkhouse Stampede.
Bunkhouse Stampede in New Jersey.
But before that, you had the Survivor Series Starcade thing. I mean, that was before all that. So
and then Vince made them the cable companies, if they didn't get
if they carried Survivor Series, and if they didn't carry Survivor Series, or if they carried them both, they weren't going to get WrestleMania 3.
That's
and
right.
Or 4, whichever one it was coming up.
4.
And Crockett wasn't smart enough to have Turner, because if he would have been smart enough, he would have told Turner, "Hey, look, you know, to pull his clout. Hey, you know, we're promoting this pay-per-view on your network, and now we're making you look bad when it's not available on cable systems." So anyway.
Yep. We could go on and on about this all night, guys.
Stevie, remind me, I have an idea for a show for you. I just realized I need to talk to you. I mean,
the wiener objective.
It's nothing dirty. Stevie does a good job with musical guests and stuff. So I had an idea for him that just a friend of mine that I can get you in contact with that will give you a lot of good stuff. So I'll tell you.
Okay, cool.
Remind me. I thought about it this weekend that I haven't talked to you about it. So anyway, nothing like talking.
Nikki Harris.
Yeah. No.
Wait a minute. Did I hear my buddy's name in vain over
there? Yeah.
What was that clip I saw on your Facebook this weekend, Alan? Who was that you were interviewing? You had that memory you interviewing. Was it?
Is it a race driver?
Yeah.
Mike Cooper, who raced quite a bit at East Carolina Motor Speedway and still races with us at Carteret. I was interviewing Cooper. He won last week at Carteret, so that was last weekend.
Okay.
Alan, who was it back in the 90s at East Carolina Motor Speedway? Kinley. It was Shelton McNair. Who was the guy that Shelton McNair? You know, in the late model series, it seemed to be the feud. Big Jim Kelly. Yes.
Big Jim Kelly. Yeah.
Big Jim Kelly and Shelton McNair. That was the local short track feud in the 90s.
Yeah, I was going to tell you guys real quickly before we get to ECU. Yesterday, somebody gave me a copy. In 1994, the radio station, I was actually not involved. I had something else going on. WRQR broadcast the Greenville Merchants 300 on the radio station. Did the whole thing. The station did the broadcast, set up all the technical stuff, and a very young Dale Earnhardt Jr. is featured on that broadcast.
He's from East Carolina Speedway.
Yeah.
I remember Junior running a few times out at East Carolina Speedway. I used to hang out there. As a teenager, that was my hangout spot, East Carolina Motor Speedway. There was a playground out there.
He might have smoked some cigarettes, I think.
You're correct. You're correct. I don't know. Dave, have I told these stories before?
If it was post 2000, I probably saw you out there somewhere.
No, I was not that young. It was in the 90s. But used to hang out in the playground, like Dave said. Me and my couple of hoodlum teenage friends, we got there and smoked cigarettes and just mess around. And parents got mad, tried to run us off, said it was for the little kids. And anyway, we weren't bothered about
You're a bad influence.
You were writing something nasty on the wall.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Got yelled at by Dad one time for talking to his daughter because he thought I was older than I was. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
Sir, son, let me see some ID. Please.
Yeah, I was like, I'm 17, dude. Your daughter's 14. Calm down.
Wow. Yeah. All right. I think that's past the statute of limitations. I'm not sure, but anyway, let's talk ECU, East Carolina University football. And guys, I'm just usually this is the time of year when we have not a lot going on sports wise, and I'm ready for college football. I know that it's the coaches are not ready. The players would probably tell you they'd be ready, but man, I'm just so ready for the season, and I'm not dreading it like I was years ago under another coaching regime, if you will. So, guys, You feeling good about the season? I know we're way away from the season still, but we're close enough, but yet so far away, right?
I'm feeling good, cautiously optimistic. I'm always excited about football. Feel good about we're going to be chewing our food a lot twice between now and August, but feel good about the defense. Feel good about the pieces on offense and the scheme, but it's got to come together. Like the schedule outside of the Alabama game. It's the time of year. Phil Steele's out, Athlon's out. Other magazines are out that not worth mentioning. It's that time of year. The excitement is starting to get in the air, if you will, and we've done really well with high school recruiting. A lot of really good verbal commitments over the last few weeks. So that's kind of created a little buzz here as you gear up, and I imagine the guys, the coaches, will take some time off in July, cool off from recruiting, and then get ready for the season. As fall camp cranks up in August. So it's here, and I'm starting to hiccup. I have to mute myself. But anybody else pick it up from here?
Yeah, well, Kyle, you mentioned recruiting, and we did lose a couple of Matt Maddox and Josh Aldridge, who were really, really good recruiters. But man, I'm telling you, the people that came in here, for instance, our new GM, he's just Devontae Love Taylor. He came from Miami, and what happens? We signed, two really elite players from Miami. Williams, the quarterback, and then Ray Joseph, who's looks like he's going to be a key piece on the offense. And I love the fact that he's the head of recruiting now, and everybody's stepping up. If you look at like who's recruiting these players, everybody is recruiting. So I tell you, the new wide receiver coach, Juan Soto, that dude is a heavy duty recruiter. So I'm feeling really good about what we're getting. It just seems like we're getting a slightly higher level of athlete. And like we've mentioned last show, a lot of speed coming our way. So yeah, I'm pumped up. I've been looking at schedules. We'll talk about that later, but I've been breaking down all the schedules from every team in the conference and trying to see who's got an advantage one way or another. But I don't want to talk too much, but Athlon, you mentioned it, Kyle.
Yeah,
they're on my bad list. They ranked,
not as bad as some others.
But. Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. Yeah. Like what Matt mentioned earlier. But anyhow, Athlon, they rated the 14 coaches in the American, and they put Blake at number 8, and they put him behind Casey Keeler of Temple, Tim Albin of Charlotte.
Look,
Neil Brown.
If you want to put him behind Tim has proven won a conference championship in the MAC. So I have no problem with that. I wouldn't have either one of them that low. I wouldn't. If Tim was 6th or 7th, I wouldn't have him that low. In terms of coaching, he had no shit at Charlotte, but he did a great job at Ohio.
Yeah, but as far as he's being undervalued, and that's fine. That's right. That's fine with us. And East Carolina is also not really mentioned.
I think Athlon has them picked 4th or 5th. 5th.
It was a 4th. Yeah. Hold on, I've got it right over here. Yeah. Hold on, let me grab it.
We'll go ahead, JR.
But as far as Neil Brown, to me, he's still an unproven commodity. And Blake is a proven commodity, shorter, track record, but still. And who was the other one? Oh, Casey Keeler. I think he's a great coach, but so far, you got to give Blake the nod over him. You just have to.
Yeah, and it's just Athlon's opinion. Phil Steele is, to me, the only magazine worth buying, and he has us picked 4th. And I know Stevie's going to hate me saying this, but 3 of his 9 sets of power rankings has us going 7-1 in league.
Yeah.
I love Phil Steele. I love his analytics. He's a lot of information in there. And he look, I don't expect anybody outside of Pirate Nation to pick us 1st or 2nd early in the conference because of all the new pieces on offense. But anybody who doesn't think we're going to be a contender, and anybody who doesn't think Blake's one of the top 5 coaches in the league based on what he's done so far, they're out of their mind.
Yeah,
Here's the
Memphis
thing,
has 53 new players in coming in though. 53.
Who's that?
It's Memphis. They have
Memphis,
53
yeah.
incoming portal players. They're picked ahead of us. I
By
don't know. It's
Athlon, but not by Phil Steele. Phil Steele's got him 6th or 7th.
Yeah,
okay.
there's some diversity there. Here's the thing, though. As a coach, I'd rather let them fly. Let us fly under the radar, and then
Yeah.
everybody find out what the real deal is. As a coach, I would rather be the hunter than the hunted, as to rob an old cliche.
I think we're going to be some of both. I mean, like I said, Phil Steele's big on us. Don't take offense to being picked 4th. You got to read his context.
Oh, no, I know that.
And there's other people. I saw a guy. He's several 100,000 followers on TikTok. Had us. He was ranking schools with. He had us in his top 5 schools to compete for the Group of 6 playoff spot. So there are some people that are big on us, some ain't. So Athlon, it's Lindy's his toilet paper has been for years. ESPN's college football preview toilet paper. There's a reason why Phil Steele's consistently considered the best and the only one really worth buying. And I not even just because he is complimentary to the Pirates. It's just the amount of information in the magazine. If you want to draw your own conclusions, get his magazine, read the facts in there. Don't even have to look at his opinions, and you get so much information you can draw your own conclusions.
Yeah.
Where the other magazines ain't nothing but opinion pieces and a roster.
I think some of them other magazines do their diligence on the major conferences, and then when they get to the other ones, it's just like, okay, let's go by what they do the least amount that they have to do on that.
Correct. I agree 100% with you, Stevie. And I would say Athlon is typically the second best, but it is a distant second. And also JR for Athlon, if you go and look who did the American preview, and then you go look and did the East Carolina preview, and then you go look and did the rank the coaches, I guarantee you it's 3 different writers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's probably a better thing than having one dude try to figure out.
I disagree. You're gonna put your label on some crap. You need to be consistent with it. You have us picked 5th in the conference, but then you have us. Literally, I haven't read Athlon's write up, but I've seen this in the past, where we would be picked 5th or 6th in the conference, and you read the write up, and it sounds like we're going to win the damn league because 2 different people did it. So it leads to inconsistency. You can have staff members help you do your research, but there's got to be one final person that signs off on everything for a magazine like that to be accurate.
You want to hear?
I don't pay attention to the prediction, the predicted finish, but I just like to read about the team. So I feel like if there's someone that splitting it up between 3 people, that gives them less, research they have to do. Maybe they'll do a better job. Maybe they don't, though. I don't know because I don't read Athlon. So
you want to hear Athlon's final analysis for ECU this year?
Absolutely.
Let's hear it, Stevie.
All right, here we go. The portal swept away lots of star power off another ECU bowl team. But don't be fooled. The Pirates are sneaky good. Guys who have played significant time without necessarily racking up starts are all over the roster. Harrell is 14-5 since taking the helm, and he's the architect of a sack-happy defense and great team culture in Greenville.
Okay.
See, it sounds like we're going to win the league. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna give y'all Phil Steele's final analysis. The print is very small for me to read. If you guys, for anybody to read for Phil Steele, but particularly for me. So making, I don't know if this is going to be her Sports Objective podcast debut, but one of her rare appearances on the EC podcast. My lovely wife, Ms. Jessica Barber, is about to read the Phil Steele final analysis. Jessica, introduce yourself.
Jessica Barber, all right. Thinking the robot.
Where's
it at?
It's right there. It's going to say final analysis.
Where?
Oh, geez. I got to find it for her. This is bad.
Maybe you should have just read it, Kyle.
Right here. Phil's forecast. I'm sorry. It's not called final analysis. Phil's forecast. Here you go.
Oh my God. The Pirates were just numbered 121 on my experience chart in 23 and had a miserable 2-10 season, their worst season since 2004. In 24, all the indicators were pointing up with a plus 5.5 in my SMI, and they were number one in the going up box for easier schedule. East Carolina was my number one most improved team. The Pirates had hard luck losses to Appalachian State, led 16-0, and Liberty led 4Q. Then had blowout losses to Charlotte and Army to fall to 3-4. They fired HC Mike Houston, but responded under interim HC Blake Harrell and won the next four before a loss to Navy. East Carolina finished the year strong with a 26-21 win over hated in-state rival NC State for a huge turnaround, going from 2-10 and 23 to 8-5 and 24, and a solid +6 win jump from my number one most improved team. Last year, the Pirates had just 2 starters back on defense and 4 on offense, but did not return HB Hauser. Coach Harrell did a great job, and their 9 wins were the most since 2014, and they finished 6-2 in the American for the first time ever. They capped the season off with a 23-17 bowl win over Pittsburgh, giving East Carolina B2B back-to-back wins over P4 teams in the postseason the last 2 years. The team is mostly out the door as just 3 starters returned overall from that squad, but Harrell is doing a solid job with the transfer portal. The Pirates did benefit from +10 in turnovers and rate a -4 in my stock market indicator. Both sides pointing down and are just number 70 on my experience chart. The Pirates do avoid both Navy and UTSA in American play, and they were better than I expected last year. 3 of my 9 sets of power rankings call for 7 conference wins, so despite having to replace most of their starters, they still remain a contender in the American Conference.
There you go.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
Nice.
And she was very nervous for whatever reason.
Very
Let's
nice.
see who wears the pants. on
Hey,
the
Kyle,
stat.
that she made my case though for Blake being too low at number 8. I mean, come on, that's what good coaches do. You improve your team, and that's what
Yeah,
he's
I
doing.
agree. I don't think he should be number
I know
8.
you're not arguing with me.
Yeah.
And you know, here's something. He's the 4th most tenured coach in the conference. Out of 14 coaches, he's number 4.
And what he's been
And
there.
That's ridiculous. Three
Yeah.
3 years, or if you it depends on you want to.
Not
even
2.5
3.
or 3. I say 3, but
yeah,
yeah.
he's number 4 in the conference. We got 5 first-year coaches this season and 5 second-year coaches.
I guess the number 1 at this point is got to be Homie at Army, and then number 2 is UTSA's head coach.
You're correct on both of those, and number 3 is Brian Newberry of Navy.
Yeah, he would. That's insane.
Yeah.
So
We've talked about it before. You know, Blake, there's not a lot of splash, sexy things in the portal, but he gets good, solid football players, and a lot of them are going to get early and often. There's no wow factor with what Blake has done in the portal and recruiting, but he gets good ball players, and he seems to get good, solid, human beings as well.
I still think I'm going to disagree a little bit there, Alan, in a positive way. I think what we did on the offensive line, getting 2 FBS starters, one who was all conference and Conference USA, and then a starter from a very high level FCS program, that's hard to do for a G5 school. And I think that was impressive.
Well, you don't have to get splashy players. As long as you get players that fit your system and believe in the system, that's the thing. I mean, none of these, I don't know. I think he's done a hell of a job with what he's done.
He has a way of making the kids buy in.
Yeah, definitely. And if you can get them to buy in, I mean, anytime you hear players say, I would run through a brick wall for that. And I know that's an old cliche too. I would run through a brick wall for that coach. And I got a feeling a lot of those players on that ECU team, and I go back to the day that Gilbert came out on the practice field and announced that they had took the interim away from him and made him permanent head coach, and the reaction of those players that day. When I saw that, I was like, that guy has got something there.
Well, and once John Gilbert saw the handshake on the tarmac, he knew he had to do that.
That was it there. That was the reason he had to do it. I mean, he was getting tired of watching that longest handshake ever. He said, if I make him head coach, Kyle will let go of his hand.
Yeah.
So,
well, he said, well, if Kyle from LaGrange is endorsing him, it's got to be. I could really think Gilbert's saying this. If Kyle from LaGrange is behind it, then probably the rest of Pirate Nation is going to be okay with it.
There you go. Hey, I listened to Raheem Craig's podcast, and he said, hey, you think Blake, he said, first of all, he said exactly what you said, Stevie. He would go for, through a brick wall for Blake, as would all of his teammates. But he said, the Blake you see on the sidelines, yeah, quiet, gentle Blake, but don't make a mistake, man. And during practice, he'll bite your head off, and he knows exactly how to push the right buttons for every player and get the most out of them. Kind of what you said, Alan.
I'll agree with that. You should see him in the hotels before games, just talking to the guys. Like I said, he's calm, cool, and collected, but I've seen him rip into a couple guys a couple times too. So,
and that's the thing. I mean, I will say this: if you got coached like the coaches that I had back in the day, some of these coaches would be probably in jail. But
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Now you got to have that. You got to find that happy medium. You got to find it where you can. The coaches have to, and it's the main thing the coaches got to have is the respect of the players. You can have them where they. I was always told you don't need to be their friend. You're their coach. But that's kind of changed a little bit over the years with this new generation. You can
You're exactly right, Stevie.
As long as you got their respect, you don't let them run you over. And just like you said, Wildfire, with him ripping into them when they need it. And just like I tell my players, if I rip into you, tell you done something wrong, that's because I know you can do better. You hadn't hit your ceiling yet. If I don't tell you and you've done something wrong, then we got a problem there.
That's the thing about this. The thing right now with Blake is that he gets a modern player, even though that he's older, not old and ancient, but he's older. He's not 25. And these guys, the reason why they respect him so much is because guess what, guys? The guy is. Let's be. If you want to break it down and be real, I don't care if you're the nicest guy on the planet. If you can't win a football game, then how much are they going to really respect you?
Well, what Blake is, I think the word that describes Blake, people talk about how nice he is. He's also very fiery. What Blake is relatable. He's relatable to a lot of people. He's one of those people that we can relate to. And I think even though he's a late 40s white man, I think his players can relate to him because he doesn't seem. Mike Houston had that, and I'm not going to poop all over Houston. Houston did some good things, but Houston had that I'm better than you kind of. That's what he put off. A sense of arrogance, yes. Whereas Blake is very relatable. I don't think anybody thinks Blake thinks that he's better than them.
No.
Hey, Dave. Dave, briefly, can we talk real quick about basketball games where you and I sit and we would see Mike Houston, he would, after he introduced JDB as the OC, he sat near us to watch the game with his cowboy boots, and he was very unapproachable. Like, didn't he gave you a look like, hey, don't try to talk to me. And I'm not, I agree with you, Kyle. Mike Houston did do some good things, but I'm just saying, for a personality standpoint, Blake at the games, he goes to baseball, football, obviously he goes to football. He goes to baseball and
basketball. He's there. He doesn't
What? Are you sure?
It's sweet with Justin.
He does selfies. He'll like, hey, can I get a selfie with you?
In the middle of the game, he does.
During halftime. During timeouts.
He's doing Facebook Live.
But he does do that. I've seen him at baseball and basketball.
I've seen Blake Harrell doing Facebook Lives where he's like, all right, guys, we got
every quarter. He does
fourth and one. Should I punt the ball? We're about at midfield, or should we go for it?
Facebook call.
The Facebook call. Like, instead of phoning a friend, you're gonna phone Pirate Nation. And what should I call right here? Kyle from LaGrange, what would you call?
I could probably help him sometimes.
Yeah, so just like, you definitely need him help with that end of that state military bowl where he was telling Rajay to get down.
God almighty, I think he got over that, thank God.
Yeah.
But just ice the damn thing. Don't put it on your kicker's shoulder.
No, and by the way, when you have a chance to score a touchdown, don't worry about it.
Put the points on the board.
Yeah, you definitely need the points on the board for sure. Guys, as far as the transfer portal, let's get to a few. We got some guys right here that have been waiting patiently with their questions. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can go back up here. I'm trying to get Be fair to everybody. There we go. Kyle, one of our buddies, alum of the show, Brendan Shapiro, said we got a commitment from the highest rated player in ECU history. Is that true or is that fake news?
Depends on the recruiting publication you're talking about. But what's his name, Jr.?
Yeah. Come back to me, Kyle.
Oh,
I gotta
God.
take a call. I gotta take a call. I'm sorry. I gotta take a call.
Will he
real quick.
actually show up to campus, or is he gonna
It's
be like
gonna be
the
on-
highest rated?
Yes, Shapiro. Yeah, it's true. He decommitted from Virginia Tech. He had lots of offers all over the place. We should have his name, but I'm gonna take blame for this because I said I was gonna work on this. Having all
No,
these
it's
high
just
school
I don't know
recruits
his
names.
first name, Kyle, but it's Pookie. Can we call him Pookie? It's Pookie Roberts.
Pookie Roberts. There you go.
Yeah, or Pook. They call him Pook. But I honestly I can't think of his first name. I think it's like Robert or something. It's not something unusual.
Yeah. What position is he? Is he an edge rusher?
He's an edge rusher, and
It's Andrew.
And he could have gone
Andrew
anywhere.
Rogers. There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brennan, it is true. Lots of big time offers, and I do think he'll make it to campus because he's already decommitted from power schools. Unless he is trying to get that big money offer from like an Alabama or something that comes after him, I think he knows he can come here in this defense and be an edge rusher and light it up probably as a freshman because they'll probably see the field as a freshman, and then go make some real money, not Virginia Tech money, but Georgia money.
Not bad at all. Hey,
Yeah.
Kenny Curley said we play better when we were talking about how we got
under the radar.
when we're a big old chip on the shoulders. I agree with you, Kenny. I think we do better as the hunters versus the hunted. So,
I think we're going to be some of both. I mean, you got to have to say week 2, we're going to be the hunted. So there's going to be some of both. What we got to have is buy-in from these players on offense. I have there's enough players back on defense and the culture's there. They're going to make the new players buy in. On offense, it's a whole new everything. You got new OC, new position coaches, new quarterbacks. So how fast is the buy-in going to be on offense? How fast are things going to click? Is it going to be 2010 Lincoln Riley where offense clicks from day one, or is it going to be 2024 JDB where it takes half the season and the right quarterback for things to click on offense, or is it going to be somewhere in between?
After the way the last few Appalachian State games gone, do you really think we're going to be the hunted or we're going to be the hunter?
I think again, Stevie. None of those players on either side were really there except some guys on defense from 24. I think it's going to be some of both. They're going to come in here. They're going to come in here. It's coming to Greenville. App State. It's going to be both. Well, I think both. I think there's going to be some of both. I think that's going to be a hell of a ball game. I think both teams are going to want that game really bad.
I think these players on the ECU team have heard enough about the way the last few Appalachian State games.
But Blake is going to let them know.
Yeah,
Blake will make sure all those new kids know. Yeah.
They know how important it's going to be, and I think that's marked on the calendar.
I'm sure it is, but I'll say this again. We're playing Alabama the week before they're playing Maine. Who do you think they're going to be talking about all fall camp? They're going to be talking about East Carolina game too. We're not going to be talking about App State. We're going to be talking about Bama.
Shell said, "What's up?" Speaking of Alabama,
what's up, Shell?
Shell's looking forward to the game on September 5th. His son is going to be a freshman at Alabama, by the way, guys. And Randy knows that Shell's going to be pulling for the Pirates. Absolutely. So Randy won 2, by the way, got to give him a shout out. Randy won 2 state championships. He won, we talked about the one in the fall in soccer, but the spring won another one in lacrosse. And really proud of him, and congratulations, Shell. Not many parents could say their son won 2 state championships. And actually, I think we don't want to speak out of turn, but Charlotte Catholic won like 5 state championships this year, guys. Unbelievable. So congratulations to that great school. Let's see.
Hey, go ahead, Dave.
Is that Pokaling, whatever that is, 22? Go ask ChatGPT some interesting questions, fellas. Apparently, we have about a 15% chance to win again.
A minus 15%. That's what it's saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, ChatGPT, look, I'll tell you, you're using the free version or the paid version of ChatGPT. And ChatGPT's analytics when it comes to college football sometimes is accurate, sometimes not.
Yeah.
We do not have much of a chance of beating Alabama. I mean, just be real. I don't care what ChatGPT says or not. If anybody thinks we're going to Tuscaloosa and pulling off the upset, you're delusional. But I just hope we go down there and play well and get something going on offense that you feel good about the direction going into week 2, which is a game we got to win.
Yeah.
When we win that game, hey guys, when we win that game, I'm going to put Alan Vick on my shoulders and carry him off in victory.
Good gosh.
Well, I thought we were going to do that when we win any game. I want to do that every game we win this year.
Okay. All right.
Dave, I was just going to say, as far as our offense goes, it's a legitimate concern to, a lot of a new system, new pieces. But, every team, including Alabama, they have so many incoming players. It's a new system to every one of them. None of them have played it before. And we have at least Ashton Gray and Landon Sides who have played in this offense. They're both projected, if not starters, considerable playing time, probably starters.
They'll be starters, both of them.
Yeah. And so they're. I think that's a big deal when you're tailback, and I guess he's going to be an X probably. Landon Sides. They know the offense.
It helps.
Yeah, and every other team is trying to grapple with a new offense. Like I said, Memphis, 53 new players. Those players don't have any idea what Memphis was running last year, and it doesn't matter because Ryan Silverfield's in Arkansas.
Y'all are killing me with the AI behind the scenes. I love it. It's good stuff. Thank you for the big crowd, by the way. A huge crowd tonight, as always. I think they're coming for Kyle Barber for the meet and greet. And by the way, you can only have one item signed and one picture with Kyle from Range tonight. We got
that picture of Matt in the AI. That's
If you want to get a scoop of the AI pictures behind the scenes, you have to join Patreon.
Yeah,
that's going to be about a $30 a month charge.
Super chats on the super chats on YouTube, and maybe we can give a little bit of a hint.
If depending on who you are and the amount you send from the super chat, we'll send you the AI pictures created by Stevie Fly.
I told Matt a few weeks ago, don't start a war.
Yeah, those were good, Stevie. But how about off of last week's show, Bubba Rosenbaum doing the cannonball with Dave and I that was outstanding.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's premium content right there.
I missed it actually until Bubba sent it to me privately. I missed it in the group chat. But yes, it's very accurate of me doing the cannonball.
There you go, cannonball. I'll have him for Anchorman. Cannonball. Yeah, exactly. So thanks for the big crowd. By the way, we're taking the super chat donations. What do you think, guys? $50 a picture, or do you want to say 100? I mean, Alan Vick is big money.
Go on and put that comment up there from Brennan.
Which one?
The one from Brennan. You should see it.
Well up a little bit.
There you go. You look, Shapiro. Look, Shapiro's a man of. He's a man of class. He's a man of fine taste. Lovely wife. Good dude. Brendan, I appreciate the comment, but you still owe me.
Oh. All right.
Still owe me, Brendan.
What's going on with the quarterback competition? Everything that I hear, guys, is neither guy has stepped up. However, I think that strategy, I'm glad you brought that up, Shell, because that was something I've been wanting to ask last week, and I forgot because I'm old. Guys, how do you feel about this? Is my theory on it. I just want to get y'all's take. I feel like that we have two good quarterbacks, right? And do you think that if you don't want to announce who the quarterback's going to be anyway for coach speak and gamesmanship, but also if you have two really good guys like we do, if you go ahead and pretty much name the starter or lean that way, does that the other guy like just kind of like say, well, the heck with it, I'll just mail things in? I don't know. I feel like that
wouldn't happen. I wouldn't think. You're right, Dave. There's no need to do it.
I don't think we know at this point. I really don't. I got a feeling, and I'm horrible with both their names. The Texas Tech kid, what's his name?
Griffiths.
Mitch Griffiths.
Mitch Griffiths, I think, is going to be the starter to start the season. My prediction is Mitch Griffiths is going to be the starter to start the season, and Williams will be the starter by the end of the season. And not necessarily because Griffiths sucks, just because
mobility.
I think he's got a lot of ability. Griffiths does. I think Mitch has just got the bigger upside, and he's going to be here next year. So I think you'll see them both. But I think by the end of the year, unless Griffiths just lights it up, I think you'll see Williams as the starter by the end of the year. Because theoretically, I say he'll be here next year. He might not. He could hit the portal again. But I really just whichever one is going to do the best and give us the best chance to win games.
That's all we care about.
As Robert Diedrich points out, Alabama's defensive line play, I think he says, I guess it says O-line. With Alabama's defensive line play, I think our quarterbacks could be running for his life. So that's why I thought Griffiths would be a better choice. Williams is more stationary. So
yeah, I agree. Against Alabama, you definitely probably want to go Griffiths for a couple of reasons. One, because mobility, like you said. Two, he started more games. He's an older kid. He shouldn't have that deer in the headlight looks. Williams has started some big games. He started 3-4 games at Miami over the time he was there, or at least 2. And I started a bowl game for him. So he's had some big moments. But yeah, I think you'll see Griffiths start against Alabama.
Yeah, but I think his leash will be pretty short if things don't go well. Or I don't think it'll be long before we go see Williams if we get off to a really tough start.
Yeah, I think even if, let's say hypothetically, we play bad or Alabama's just that good, that doesn't mean what our season is going to be like.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Like Kyle said many times, and I agree. I'm excited about playing Alabama, but things really get started week 2. I mean, that's when the rubber meets the road there. So
y'all are killing me. Stop. Even Bubba's getting in on it now on the AI war. I love it.
Kenny, Griffiths, Texas Tech offense is very similar to what we're running right now. What Texas Tech ran last year, and Griffiths was in that system. So don't be surprised if he's our quarterback at least start the season.
Hey, I want to give credit to the teams of the American. We need somebody. If we don't beat Alabama, we need to root for the other conference teams to win. I know you hate the P4 moniker, Kyle, but we need to knock off a P4 school. In the first week, we got East Carolina at Alabama, North Texas at Indiana, Charlotte at Ole Miss. That ain't happening. FAU at Florida. Tulane is playing both Duke and Kansas State. UAB at Illinois. Tulsa at Arkansas, Rice at Notre Dame. Temple has got a home game versus Penn State, and then Navy's going to play Notre Dame, and UTSA is at Texas. Somehow USF, Memphis, and Army are not going to play any P4 schools.
Can you quickly read that rundown again? I'm sorry, I was distracted. Or quickly.
Are you serious?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay, ECU at Alabama, North Texas at Indiana, Charlotte at Ole Miss, FAU at Florida, Tulane at Duke, and then in week 4, they're at Kansas State. UAB at Illinois, Tulsa at Arkansas, Rice at Notre Dame, Temple versus Penn State at home, Navy versus Notre Dame, UTSA at Texas, and Tulsa also plays Oklahoma State at home.
Okay, I thought you were doing week 1 only.
Yeah, well, most of those are week 1 games except for the Kansas State
is
Tulane
Tulsa,
game.
Arkansas week 1?
I believe it is, Kyle.
Yeah, I got to see what Tulsa's coming back, but I like their head coach. If they've got Wright Much coming back and did well in the portal, Silverfield brand new at Arkansas, that could be interesting.
I agree. Here's something weird with scheduling. Tulane is not playing an FCS team. They're playing 2 road games against Power 4 teams, Duke and Kansas State, but they are not playing an FCS team. They're the only.
What is their other 2?
Their other 2 are okay. So we got South Alabama at home and Southern Miss at home.
That's not good scheduling. You're talking about. Well, I think, and my apologies to my buddy James and my buddy Craig. I think Southern Miss is going to be awful this year. They lost a lot. They got a new head coach. I like their new head coach. He was their OC. They did not do well in the portal. I think Southern Miss is going to be very good. South Alabama, pretty good Sun Belt school. That's a tough schedule for Tulane non-conference. Really, really, really tough.
Yeah. You think they'd give themselves an FCS win?
That is there's probably a reason for that. I bet you something got moved around for them to not have, because they may be the only team in the country, one of only a couple schools in the country that's not playing an FCS opponent. So
Yeah,
that
I'm thinking, Kyle, the Southern Miss game displaced an FCS game because it's called the Hall of Fame game for some reason. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what Hall of Fame they're talking about.
I have no idea. Are you looking on the Tulane schedule on their website?
Yeah, I'm not on it now, but that's how I got that information.
It's
Yes.
probably just one of their designated weekends, like we have Hall of Fame weekend.
No, but they called it the Hall of Fame game. Like, I don't know. It's maybe James. Well, James would know. He's not a Tulane guy.
No, he still might know, being a Southern Miss
week is
guy.
that, JR?
It's September 26th, Stevie. Week 4.
Oh, because usually they used to have years ago, one of the Hall of Fame game used to be like, college. It used to be like the first week. It used to be
well, you're thinking of what used to be.
It used to be a good matchup.
The predecessor to week 0. There would be like 2 games. Yeah.
But Kyle, you're probably correct. They're probably maybe announcing the new inductees for the Tulane Hall of Fame. I'm guessing maybe something like something like that.
I have no idea. But that is interesting that it's a very tough non-conference schedule for the Green Wave.
Mm-hmm.
Shell says Johnny Stats.
Hey, Shell.
Yes, for some reason I'm having trouble with our getting to some of our comments, so I'm trying to do that.
I want to know what Josh Thomas was doing that he wasn't. He's just tuning in now. What was more important, Josh?
Literally,
more important than the sports objective.
You mean to tell me he missed the first 45 minutes of the show?
I'm going to disagree with that. It's an opportunity to lose another game, and if you run the table or even go 11-1 and win the American, you're going to get the playoff spot. So why make it harder on yourself?
And do you guys think we're going to the playoff this year?
I mean, it is going to depend on how fast the offense comes together. We could have a great team and then lose the conference championship game. Yep. And, if we make it and then not make the playoffs. So I think it's possible. I think because we are going to be contenders in the American, that gives us an opportunity to potentially make the playoffs. But it's certainly not going to be easy. Where the hell did Allen and Justin go?
Yeah, they were asking.
They all disappeared together.
They actually told me that they're upset because nobody's done our super chat, so they left the show.
Okay, well,
I'm getting a monster.
Alan changed his mind. Alan, I thought, were you holding out for more money and you left us? I guess you changed your mind.
I bet when Justin left, it messed Alan up.
Yeah, for some reason when somebody leaves, I can't hear anything. So
yeah,
to log out.
Put a Robert Diedrich on the comment screen. And I tell you what, if they beat us, I will personally fire Blake Harrell myself.
Oh boy.
Yeah, guys, I had to drive to Greenville, and we had to have a special meeting with Blake.
Yeah, I'm just going to be there, and I'm just going to kick him in his nuts. That's what should have.
My hand for 20 minutes, kicking me in the nuts.
Yeah, for 20 minutes. That would be worse than losing A&T by a mile. Good God.
Hey, Kyle, I thought about you when I was doing this research because I know your mind works like mine in regards to this. Okay, so as far as who's going to get the playoff, bid for the group of 6,
sure.
We got some pivotal games. Both UTSA and North Texas play at Texas State, and Memphis plays at Boise State, but the other 2 games are in week 1. Memphis at UNLV in week 1, and then in week 2,
week 0 actually.
Yeah, exactly. You're correct. I was wrong about that, but in week 1, then we'll call it North Texas at UNLV. So we're playing UNLV back to back. I would like to beat them at least once. and then hopefully, we can beat Texas State once, and I hope Memphis beats UNLV and Boise State, because it won't affect our conference race with them, and it'll just elevate our conference. So
Well, Memphis got a lot of new players. So typically, Memphis head coach, his teams typically play better at the beginning of the season. Everywhere he's been historically, look it up.
Charles Huff, yeah,
Huff,
Marshall,
yeah,
definitely.
Muffle, same with Southern Miss last year.
Yep.
But Huff, going out to UNLV, I don't know what UNLV has coming back, what they did in the portal. I'm assuming they did well. They may have a lot coming back. I don't know. I think in game one on the road in Vegas, that's going to be a tall task for Huff. But we'll see. It's an intriguing week 0 matchup in prime time on Fox.
Yeah. Here's a funny Charles Huff stat that I uncovered, is that he went to at his last year at Marshall, they made a bowl game, and
they won the conference.
Yeah, they made a bowl game, though, that he did not coach because he went to Southern Miss. And then Southern Miss made a bowl game that he did not coach because he's coming to Memphis. So it's odd, that Charles
Back-to-back years. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see if he can do it again.
Huff, actually, you guys, everybody may know this, but I'll bring it up again. Huff actually had contacted us about our job during that time period after we fired Houston, before we hired Blake. He wanted the hell out of Marshall. Him and the AD hated each other, and he wanted our job. So there's a fun fact for you if you didn't know.
Yep. Hard to believe week 0 is 2 months from tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Alan. I'm glad to know that. And by the way, week 0 is going to be fun this year. Week 0 is now week 1 for FCS. So we're going to start off that.
Catching up to the idea, Kyle, that we talked about a couple of years ago.
Exactly. So we're going to start off that Thursday night through Saturday. There's going to be a full lineup of games. There's going to be like 10 FBS games, but a full slate of FCS games. So for somebody who just loves watching college football like I do, I'll start that Thursday. I believe there's a couple good Thursday FCS games on week 0. I believe Maine and Townsend is one of them, which I'll be watching because that'll be App's opponent week 1 is Maine. But a lot of good football week 0 this year from FCS matchups, and like I said, I believe there's 9 or 10 FBS games. So
yeah, and Saturday 10 p.m. on Fox, Memphis at UNLV.
Yeah, Memphis UNLV. You got State and UVA, and is that in Raleigh or is that in Charlottesville? They moved it from overseas.
It was going to be in Brazil.
Yeah, now it's in Charlottesville. That's week 0. Several games. Sacramento State making their MAC debut against Eastern Michigan. Is you didn't realize that Sacramento State is joining the MAC and moving up the FBS ranks against Eastern Michigan. I believe North Dakota State makes their Mountain West debut that week. I can't remember who they play though.
Kyle, did you see the earnings projection or the revenues projection for the new Pac-12?
I saw a revenue chart for the Group of 6 that had Mountain West 1 and the American 2, and the reason being is all the exit and interest fees coming into the Mountain West. Did not see the. Was that what you're talking about, or was this solely?
Yeah, apparently the Washington State Board of Regents, they had a briefing, and in that briefing, they quoted that the Pac-12 teams that are current members that have full share. I guess some of the teams are not quite full share, but the full share members, 13.2 million.
Okay. And I know from TV revenue alone with the American, it's around 7 million. I don't know what
correct.
I don't know what our full league revenue is.
Oh yeah, this is just for TV. I'm sorry, I should have.
Well, I mean, who are they calling full members? Are they calling the 8? I mean, is Texas State considered a full member?
Obviously, Oregon State and Washington State. Other than that, Boise State, I'm assuming.
I would assume that they either mean the 7 that originally formed the conference, or also Texas State would be 8. You have schools like Gonzaga, who is a member but don't play football. There's a couple other schools with those designations. So I don't know. I'd love to know which members they're referring to, but I'll say this: if they're getting similar money to the American for all sports teams, you got to remember they're dividing that money 8 ways versus 14 ways. So therefore, there would be a larger distribution. Um, I haven't. I have trouble believing that, but if that's the case,
I'll
if that
send you
was
the article.
if that was the case, Memphis and Tulane and South Florida would have jumped, and
No,
UTSA
because this article made that point that the American is expected to jump, and they're I guess they're up
in
for
revenue with the new conference.
yeah,
You mean?
yeah,
Okay.
And then the Mountain West is 3.5. These numbers, are so you just can't.
Kenny, that would be on the low side. Yeah,
They had the Sun Belt at 2, Conference USA at 800K to 1, and the MAC at 1.
that's about right.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at. Because people that say, why don't we go to the Sun Belt or why don't we go to Conference USA? That's why.
Well, nobody said Conference USA, but there was some definite talk about the Sun Belt, and I was leading that charge for a little while. And I still think it would be great for baseball and it would be fun. But with the revenue and with I think the new American has done better with perception in football than I thought they would.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
but
Kyle,
Kenny, I was answering Kenny's comment. You did see that, Kenny, but that's on the low side. It should be more than that.
Well, I saw something today, by the way, from Brian Murphy from WRAL that Kenny's talking about. I'll see if I can get that.
I knew that was. I think
Yeah, Carolina and State just think they should get more money.
Yeah,
because they're Carolina and State.
Carolina,
and it's like Carolina, and it's like Matt said, or somebody said, Matt shared it. Gamblers don't discriminate. They don't give a shit if it's. And look, forget that. Here's the way I look at it. Who the hell's betting this money? East Carolina has the 3rd highest living amount of alumni in the state of North Carolina. That's got to count for something.
Yep.
Jens, do we have a receiver that has the speed to take the top off the defense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, potentially we do.
Who was that guy you were talking about?
We got several of them.
Yeah,
the wide receivers.
When definitely.
From Miami, right?
But look, here's the thing. Yeah, you got to have a deep ball threat, Shell. But in this new offense, this is all about quick release in the screen game. 90% of this offense is quick release in the screen game. The deep shots are there when people are watching for the underneath in the screen game. Then you go deep on them. But this offense is a lot about the screen game, short passes, and running the ball in big gaps.
Petaway.
Petaway's your answer?
Petaway, bubble screen.
I mean, Petaway is fast, but that doesn't do you any good.
He can't run around if you just do a bubble screen every play to him. I mean,
but you know what? He sucked at bubble screens.
He did.
That's what a lot of this offense is a screen game, guys.
Yeah, and he's not good at it. I mean, he could get better. He could get better. They could use him differently. He's got the speed, but
what I didn't realize, what I didn't understand was that seemed to be the only play they knew to do with him, and why they didn't try to stretch the field with him.
I know it got blew up every time, Stevie, didn't it?
Every time they knew exactly what was going on. Because of the first game, I think one of the first plays they ran a bubble screen to him, and it was 2 guys waiting for him.
Let's say this about Petaway. While he was disappointed last year, he didn't hit the portal. He's still here.
No, I'm not. I mean,
we're not trashing him. I felt bad for him because he had no chance to succeed in a few of those plays.
Exactly what I'm saying. I think with that speed, I didn't understand why they didn't try to let him go down the field. Because how many times do you remember?
He might not have good hands.
I did this last year, Stevie. I went on Pro Football Focus, and he didn't run any deep routes. He never ran the deep route, ever.
When you got a guy with that kind of speed and he's not running deep routes, what is up with that? I mean, Kenny's point down here, bubble screens have to have blocking. That's not the point I'm making. When you got this guy sitting over there, and these defensive players are keying on that guy, and they're following him. You got a safety in a corner following him because they know he's got speed. And when he gets the ball, they're on top of him as soon as he gets the ball. That bubble screen is not going to work there. But if he was to stretch the field out, then yeah, maybe you could come. If he gets a couple catches downfield, then maybe later on you can go to that bubble screen. They'll back off a little bit because, I mean, just like JR said, he ran no deep routes. With a guy with that kind of speed, something is up when you don't run a deep route with that kind of speed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shell. He said that's why he loves the show. He didn't know the information on our speed. Well, no doubt.
Let me just finish that, Dave, for Shell.
Okay.
Ray Joseph from Miami, elite speed. And also Landon Sides ran track. And he set some records in Texas in high school for, I think it's the 100 meters and the 55. And so when Brock Spalding is like your third fastest dude, you know, you're in pretty good. And that's actually probably fourth because Jaquez Petaway is probably quicker. And Kyler Pearson's fast, but I don't expect to see him.
And the way they use the screen game, Kyler doesn't have the best hands, but you can utilize him in the quick game in the spring and the screen game, and that's what this offense does.
He's got speed, that's for sure.
Speaking of which, nice segue. Thank you, Kyle. What do you guys think about? We were talking a lot of great stuff tonight, and Kyle said we didn't have anything to talk about. We do. I know what he was talking about.
It's going to be the same thing week after week, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, there's different stuff.
We don't really have what he's saying. We didn't really have a game or anything coming up to talk about.
Right, I realize that.
It's look. I told somebody, even my mom. My mom is a huge sports fan, and my mom called me last night and said, "This is a horrible time for sports fans right now." I said, "Well, unless you're a baseball fan, yeah, it is."
Well, the Cubs are back up to second in the NL Central.
So Kyle will be watching baseball again.
Oh yeah, he's going to be with us.
Been a fan.
Well, you know, there's a double reason for that. There's somebody that I just naturally hate that is a Cubs fan also. I kind of want I kind of want him to lose so he'll be miserable. But then I've loved the Cubs since the 90s. So now that they're winning again, I'll probably start watching.
Let me get your opinion on this, guys. So was it Friday? It was announced that now in the spring we can play against one FCS opponent.
Wait. No, you messed that up. The announcement is FCS schools will be starting January 2027 from the rule goes in effect. In the spring, starting in 27, FCS schools can practice and close scrimmage against any four-year school. So FCS schools can practice against an FBS school or in theory a Division II or Division III school if they wanted to. But not for a spring game. For example, and they can do up to two. So, for example, I used Western Carolina for the example on our Facebook page and on X, but we play them next year, so it's not the best example. So we'll say Gardner Webb. Let's say Gardner Webb, we scrimmage Gardner Webb, practice against them in a closed scrimmage, and then they do it also against Duke. And I'm sure there's going to be some compensation for that. But no, it cannot be an exhibition game. It can't be a spring game at this point. But I do think that brings up an interesting conversation. First of all, it's great, and it's definitely something we need to take advantage of against some FCS schools. We need to practice close scrimmage against an FCS school. We need to be a team that does that. So we need to be – and there's a lot of FCS schools in North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, so it shouldn't be a problem. But they can do two. Each FCS school can do two.
So but we can make money off of.
No. Well, the FCS schools can, I'm sure, because they're going to get paid from FBS schools to do it. But not yet. I do think that could lead to exhibition games in the spring down the road where it is allowed to have an open scrimmage, an open exhibition game where you could see, a Gardner Webb against East Carolina for a spring game or a Western Carolina against NC State, whatever. But as of right now, if you're an FCS program starting in the spring of 27, you can practice against two schools at any level as long as they are 4-year NCAA schools be it FBS, another FCS Division II or Division III. I think obvious it's going to be against FBS schools, and it's going to be a way for FCS schools to make a little bit more money because I'm sure they'll get a paycheck for coming to practice against East Carolina or North Carolina.
All right, another great question here. Irving, what's up, brother?
I think it's an interesting topic, though, and I do think if the rule does get altered, as posted on our Facebook page, I do think if you could have a true exhibition game down the road where fans could come, I think it changes. If we're going to keep spring, I think spring ball is going away eventually, but I do think it would change the dynamic, be it in the spring or the summer. If you can have a true exhibition game, I think people would, particularly in the spring. I think you go from having 2,000 people at the spring game to 25,000.
Exactly. It would definitely, and who knows if we can market that where we could have a big tailgate and all yada yada.
Yeah. If it happens down the road, yeah, sure, you would treat it just like any other game.
Right. Irving has a great question, guys. He said, joining late, I hope we'll upgrade our out-of-conference schedule. I've seen the days where we played historically elite teams to the tune of 3 to 5 top teams a year.
You don't want to do that. Not in this environment, Irvin. You don't want to do that. You're trying to make the playoffs. You play. You're not going to get them at home, Irvin, anymore. Not for the foreseeable future. I think things will change down the road, but you're not going to get power. It's going to be really hard to get any Power 4 school here. So unless you want to play 3 to 4 road games non-conference, you don't want to do that. Plus, you don't want to make your non-conference schedule so difficult that it's impossible to make playoff. You lose 2-3 games in the non-conference, you're not going to make the playoffs. It don't matter what you do in conference. So what you want is I always like 1 to 2 Power 4 schools, one or independent if you play 2 Power 4 schools or 1 to 2 Power 4 schools, 1 to 2 G5 schools, 1 FCS. You don't want to play Alabama, Arkansas, and Missouri non-conference because all 3 games are going to be on the road, and you're going to lose probably 2 out of the 3. So you got to be smart with scheduling. What I would like, and what Gilbert alluded to finally, is he said he'd like for us to start playing a premier group of 5 schools, which are group of 6, which is the first time I've heard him say that, not just talk about regional scheduling. And he said he talked to the conference commissioner about this. This was in the interview with Jonathan Ellerby. And I'd like to know more details on that. The way he referenced talking to the commissioner about it makes me wonder if there's some kind of scheduling agreement potentially coming between the American and maybe the Pac-12. But I'd love that. I'd love to see a home and home with an Oregon State, Washington State, a Colorado State, maybe from the Mountain West to UNLV. I think North Dakota State is instantly appealing. Just how fun it would be to play in the Fargo Dome, and I think they're going to be a problem. I think they're going to be a contender at this level from day one. So I think what you're going to probably see is more national scheduling from the group of 6. Well, not just for East Carolina, but you see it from Memphis and UNLV, Memphis and Boise State this year. I think you're going to see a lot more games like that going forward.
Josh says, make that FCS versus FBS practice game part of the pigskin pig eye. Exactly that.
Yeah.
You mean instead of the spring game?
You can't do that yet. You can't do that yet.
I know he's saying down the road.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. But as of right now, it has to be a closed scrimmage.
Right.
So.
Shell said he loves to watch Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers.
No, I'll tell you what.
Those girls can ball.
Me and Kyle were talking about earlier. The other girl.
The blonde.
Yeah.
My buddy Mark.
She's got an attitude. I mean,
I love it.
She's got more
good
than
little
an
attitude.
She's actually attractive. My buddy Mark's a big fan of hers.
What's her name, JR?
I'll say this.
Stevie, I don't watch the WNBA, so I'm not sure. I just know I know who you're talking about.
I don't know either, but I the little pointing thing she did that night.
With her, yeah. The wave
point, and that girl got it way out of. I mean, she was.
I'll tell you one thing that bothers me about the WNBA.
Sophie Cunningham, thank you, Shell.
Is the fact that they have the most attention they've ever had in the history of their league, and guess what?
They
They
lost
want
money.
to beat up. They want to beat up on Caitlin Clark, beat her to
No.
death. And I'm just like,
Not only that, Dave, but you've just put out a commemorative poster celebrating 30 years of the WNBA.
Mhm.
And guess who's not on the poster?
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin
What?
Clark. And
It
it's
doesn't
not,
make any
it's
sense.
not, it's not, they're not doing just.
Are you guys talking about? Is her name Courtney Vandersuit?
No.
Sophie
No,
Cunningham.
Shell came up with their name.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Sophie
Sophie,
Cunningham.
yes.
But I mean, how do you do it?
Ricky's
It's
wife.
not like they're not using current players because there's 2 current players on that poster. You're making it where this girl's going to say, "Hey, I'm gonna pack up. I'll go play overseas."
Who, Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, let's see what
She'll
she do
get
without
paid, Stevie.
Who
Yeah,
did they have
she
on the
will get
poster?
paid.
Who did they have on the poster?
They have all these different ones. I mean, it's two or three current players, and then it's players from back in the day. But
Who are
they
the
don't
current
have
players?
her on there, Kyle. Celebrate the 30th anniversary of the league.
Well,
Who
How
are the
do you
current?
not
Who are
do
the
that?
current players they have on there?
Aja Wilson, I think, is one of them, and I can't remember the other one. But
Okay.
but it doesn't matter, Kyle. This girl has put more eyeballs on the WNBA than any player. I'm not saying she's the best player in the NBA because, I mean, from what I hear, and we're just watching, Aja Wilson, she's won MVP several years. And
Four times.
Yeah, but she's put more eyeballs on the WNBA.
Yes.
To the point where some of her home games have had to be moved to bigger facilities because of ticket sales. I mean, what is the deal? Do y'all want to fail?
Yes, Stevie, have you looked at the amount of merch that the WNBA in this particular case, the Indiana Fever, what was it that they said they sold when she first went with the Fever? They sold more than like the Cowboys. It was something outrageous like that.
I mean, she's no matter what these other players want to say, or if they want to believe it or not, if it weren't for her, there would be half of these people that are in the stands right now would not be there.
Right, and you look at Kyle is very big on ratings. This is the thing that kills me is when people talk about the fact that, oh, this player is protected because he or she is one of the best players in the league. Well, you're not living up to that theory in the WNBA. And here's another thing I'll say to the NBA, and I'm an NBA fan.
NBA or WNBA?
What I'm saying is I'm a fan of the NBA. They own the league, the WNBA, and they need to step it up when it comes to money. Back when it first started, I agreed that they didn't need to be making, like good salaries.
Kyle, you remember that Family Guy clip?
Do they make a profit? I don't think they do. I don't. I mean, that kind of is an important deciding factor.
I don't give a shit what they collect. I don't give a shit what they get paid. I don't. Why do I care? I don't. But if they're making the money for the league, they'll get compensated as such. I mean, I don't.
Kyle, do you remember that Family Guy clip within the WNBA day?
I remember it, but I don't remember the details of it.
Well, they get paid hundreds of dollars.
I'm not disrespecting.
They come a long way. They come a long way, guys. No lie, but Caitlin Clark's got a lot to do with that.
I'm not saying, well, Johnny, I'm not.
They're very talented, but I just don't want. I personally don't. I'm not interested. But
they're not. The thing is, they're not making the. They should not be making. Let me make it clear what I'm saying. They should not be making the same amount as the NBA. I am not saying.
The Lord, no.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when they first started, it was like a joke of a league, and I'm sorry,
David. I don't mean to cut you off, but the information, the quickest information Alexa could give me, in 2024, the league lost $50 million.
Is that all?
Now, I don't know what happened last year, and I don't know what's happening this year, but in 24, they lost $50 million.
The last 2 years you've had
but you haven't erased that deficit. I mean, you're talking about even if
Here's something you need to figure out. How much money did if they made any? I guarantee the Indiana Fever, if anybody made money last year, they were making money.
Oh my God!
some of these other teams, woo, and
Are
then
the teams
they're
individually owned?
expanding, right?
How many teams are in the WNBA?
I don't even know. I ain't
Well,
watching that much, dude. Hold on.
Caitlin Clark made $529,000. That's her contract right now, $529,000. I
But
think
you
that's
notice,
fair compensation. I'm sure the other ladies don't make so much, but the
Well, she
NBA.
made a lot more than that from sponsorship.
Yeah, that's-
Oh, heck yeah.
have y'all noticed the sponsorship on the jerseys though?
But the NBA players get paid too much. I mean, players that are just journeymen that never ever play more than 3 or 4 minutes a game are making $10 million. It's crazy.
There's 15 teams, Kyle. It's off by one.
15. Okay, Dave. Big.
Okay.
I said 14. So
They just did it with the new CBA. What is Shell talking about? They brought back the CBA.
Collective bargaining agreement.
I thought it's basketball league.
Not the old CBA. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
John White said Golden State made the most money as a team in the WNBA. Wow.
Golden State.
Go ahead, John White. Bring it.
Good
What does
point.
that mean?
Johnny Stats, look out. John White is
No, I don't know what it means. What does that mean?
They made money. They made more money. than any
Golden
other
State
team
made the most
ever.
money in the WNBA. I mean, what do you mean? What does it mean?
As a
They're
team.
not in the WNBA.
Is there
Yeah,
not
they
a
are.
Golden
There's
State?
a Golden State Valkyries or something like that.
There's a women's team. Yeah.
Oh, Golden State has a
Gold-
women's team? I didn't even know that.
They did it. It seems like they're getting ready. Are they getting ready to do another expansion?
They just did one.
They just did one. Okay.
Just
Oh
did-
man, maybe
Yeah.
Raleigh can get a team.
Oh yeah. What
That's
Raleigh Bullfrogs?
Hey, Kyle, you're on it tonight, Kyle. You're on it tonight.
Fortunato gonna be the head coach.
He one of the topics I wanted to talk about, and I know Kyle and others is about that very thing about getting a MLB team in Raleigh. And the reason I'm bringing that up is we've talked about it several times, but several people made a great point.
Yeah, literally as you are saying this, I just got a notification from X from MLB2NC.
Wow.
What is Shell talking about? Yes, 2 more teams coming to the WNBA.
I think so. Yeah.
Two more came in.
But yeah, the MLB, John White, 78 million profit for the league this year. Is that what he's saying? Well, that's the
Golden State.
Oh,
the Golden State.
Okay, so Caitlin Clark makes
$30 million.
Good God! Well, good for her.
Well, she's a good pitch person.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody wants her on their product.
So the MLB to Raleigh, which is a much more interesting topic than WNBA to me. You guys can keep talking women's basketball if you want
Hey,
to.
Sophie Cunningham is an interesting topic to me.
Yeah, well, she would be to me too, but not basketball related. But the MLB to Raleigh. So you got a legit billionaire with the Canes owner. He's in it. He's got a second billionaire invested. Now, what really has got to start happening is they got to get a plan for a stadium. They got to figure out exactly where they're going to put it. And then you're going to have proposals. The state legislation is going to have to be in on it. You're going to have to figure out how much money the state is willing to spend. You're going to have some people that are going to fight against it because, well, your taxpayer money right now don't go to diddly squat.
You won't make that back.
The same assholes that aren't going to want the Major League Baseball stadium because they don't want their taxpayer money to go to it. It's the same one that is worried that bitches because somebody with food stamps can buy Coca-Cola and Little Debbie's.
What is it with Kyle tonight and making fun of the accents tonight? Because he's done a lot of different accents.
I love it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, it's the same. Well,
He's done like 3 accents tonight.
Well, I might do 4. It's the same.
Carolina.
But it's the same morons. The same morons are going to go, I don't want to pay for no baseball team. The same ones that worry because a woman is buying her kids Pepsi Cola and Swiss rolls with her EBT.
Ice cream.
Yeah, and they should just have to buy fruit and vegetables. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell. Go tell that kid that they can't have a soda or a snack cake, you ass clown. Go tell the kid. Anyway, now that that's off my mind, those other aspects of Major League Baseball have to be, we got the billionaires. I think the stadium location is going to be easy. It's going to be how much is the state legislation and the folks of the state going to be behind it. And
What
I think the people that aren't behind it are very short sighted on what it will mean to the economy.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I agree.
I think that the amount, if you think the Hurricanes, and I've become a big fan of the Hurricanes, I'm not knocking them, but if you think the Hurricanes bring people into Raleigh, if you think, a Major League Baseball team, even if they don't win, with the amount of games that are played, I mean, you're gonna, Jesus Christ, the amount of money it would bring to Raleigh, and the whole, I think the whole eastern part of the state. So anyway, I hope it happens. I think the competition, they're going to put two teams.
We're way ahead, by the way.
Well, I think Charlotte's pretty much out of the equation.
Yep.
I think it's Raleigh, Nashville, Portland, and Salt Lake.
That's correct.
And Mexico City, that hasn't been mentioned lately.
And
so I think you're probably going to do one. So I think Nashville's our biggest competition because I guess they could theoretically put one in Nashville and one in Raleigh, but you're thinking one West Coast, one East Coast.
That's correct.
But I don't guess they have to do that. I mean, is the Salt Lake and Portland, does that really move the needle for anything? I mean, I don't.
Well, here's the thing, guys.
And I guess Sacramento is going to try to get in on it too with the success they've had with the A's being there temporarily.
Yeah. Well, my thing is where it's coming from is when you look at it, is you have the two billionaires, like you said, the Carolina Courage owner out of New York, and you also have Tom Dundon, the owner of the Hurricanes. You have they already have a stadium, guys. They already have a stadium location. It's in the downtown area. They were going to build a soccer stadium for MLS. They didn't get that. They still have that land. There's two or three other locations they could build it right off the top of my head. In Raleigh, and then the legislature. The funny thing is, you guys, we were talking earlier about the betting as far as East Carolina and how much would everybody get. Well, the two things, the Democrats and Republicans and John White. I'm not making this political, bro. I'm not. But ironically, the two things they can agree on in the last couple of years is sports betting and now a baseball team. But at least I give them credit that they're coming together. I saw today, Kyle, it's $1 billion with a B, $1 billion package that they already have ready to rock and roll. They have that. They have the stadium location, the two owners, like I talked about.
Where's the stadium location?
I'll have to, what is the name of that area? They were going to put the soccer stadium there. I'll have to,
okay.
I'll see if I can I don't know the exact name of the location.
I was hoping it was going to be outside of the city. It would be like over in Johnson County, so it would be even closer to me.
Well, that's one of the things they talked about is that's the most popular one, ready to shovel in the ground kind of thing is the one I'm talking about. But they've mentioned two or three other locations around Raleigh and maybe in Wake County-ish, if you want to talk about it.
Let's go JoCo, baby.
There's one location somewhere over by PNC Arena they're talking about, right?
And there's one they were talking about they could do that too. Yeah, Alan, they could do that.
Yeah, there's still some open ground out by Lenovo Center and Carter Finley, but I mean, you're going to run out of parking eventually then for events. Right now, you got a lot of parking for Lenovo Center.
Yeah.
Good one, Kenny Carlin.
Yeah, well, that's let's see. I'm getting the.
There's actually been a little bit of talk, believe it or not, about moving.
4.7 billion. I beg your pardon, Kyle.
Yeah, you talking about Kenny's line about the fudge rounds?
Yeah,
that's from an Oliver Anthony song.
I know, great verse of that.
I don't. If you knew what percentage of your tax money went to EBT versus goes to wipe the ass of politicians, the people who get mad when they see somebody in the I get it. Well, I have to work to pay for my food. Yeah, I get that, but the kids can't make their parents go to work.
Well, and another thing is, that's the worst stereotype on the planet. There are a lot of people right now
that are work and get EBT. Absolutely.
They're underemployed. They're working 2 and 3 damn jobs. And today is every day that I get my groceries is depressing on a Saturday or Sunday.
You take a single mom working a job making $30,000 a year with 3 kids. You tell me she don't need EBT. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, it's in the high 30s, low 40s now for eligibility. So again, I'm not trying to.
That's not a political thing. I am. You know me, baby. I don't lean left. I ain't a bleeding heart liberal. I'm right down the middle. You know, to quote Bill Alfonso, I'm right down the middle, Daddy. Another wrestling reference for you. To me, it ain't a Republican thing. It ain't a Democrat thing. It's a good or evil thing. I'm not going to worry about feeding kids. I'm not going to worry about that. If I can feed kids, take more of my taxpayer money. Again, the kids can't make their parents get better paying jobs. It's not their responsibility. Most EBT goes to feed kids. And if you got a problem with that, to me, you're just evil.
Not only that, but the fact is, like I talked about, the inflation is 4.1%, and our wages are going up maybe 3%. So while it looks good on paper that our wages are going up, the inflation is
it's not catching up with the inflation.
Right.
Wages are going up, but it's not keeping right with it. I mean, for to keep right with inflation now, minimum wage would have to be like $22 an hour. I mean, it is inflation is insane. And it's what it really is greedflation. And now we've made it an I don't consider this political, because right now, if you don't think inflation, I'm about to say fellatio. If you don't think it,
oh my God.
Well, I don't think anybody has a problem with fellatio being out of control.
There goes our
Felicia.
If you don't think inflation's out of control right now, I don't care what side you're on. I mean, it's just reality. It's just reality.
Kyle was going to bring up the fellatio ratio.
2 to 1, baby. 2 to 1.
All right. So, yeah, look, the deal, by the way, guys, is a $1.7 million stadium project. There's 3 areas, Kyle. We mentioned the Lenovo Center. We just talked about that. I was talking about the Southern Gateway, which is situated between the Convention Center and adjacent to Memorial Auditorium. And then the last one is Downtown South, located near I-40 in the Capitol area Greenway system. I think actually that's the one I'm talking about.
So no JOCO for any of it. Oh, well.
No. By the way, I want to get your opinion on this, guys. I guess you're going to say you don't care. Would you rather get a relocated team like the Rays in Tampa Bay, or a straight up expansion team?
Don't care. I don't care.
I'm going expansion. I want it to be like, I don't want them to be.
I want to build it from the ground up.
So
you say that, but look at what's happened with the Hurricanes. I mean,
yeah, true. Hartford.
Yeah, I think there are advantages to getting an expansion or just getting another franchise. You've already got some things in place with an already existing franchise that you don't have with a.
You could be good a lot faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's another wrinkle, guys. That the reason why we've had to wait so long is that North Carolina is been in the mix for quite a while now. But the problem is you've got 2 stadiums that are still, I heard even last week, which I was like, oh my gosh, Vegas now has an issue with the stadium that they're building for the A's, so that you got that problem that's all of a sudden that's like popping up. And
so what kind of issue?
They were talking something with the building delays, or it was something I heard last.
I mean, they're drawing well in Sacramento. I think that stadium only holds like 15,000.
Yeah, it's not the issue of it's not going to be the issue whether they'll have fans or not. Is getting the stadium built so they can have the fans in the stadium.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in the meantime, they're fine in Sacramento.
Oh yeah. I mean, they can.
Problems you have with a new stadium and a new project, and it's a fact, is environmental. There's so many environmental hoops that you have to jump through now that it's really difficult to get a new stadium built.
And there's certain cities, you're right about that, Alan. Not only I'll add to your point, a great one, the environmental, but also you've got some cities that are just not business friendly, and they're going to make them jump. Not only the environmental stuff that the things we already know about, but individual cities have different codes.
And in Vegas, the right palms might not have been paid yet. Some of Matt's people might not have got the right amount of money yet.
Oh man! Oh man! No, he didn't.
Oh.
Oh, bada bing, bada boom.
Some people with vowels at the end of their last names may need to get a
Oh
little bit more
man,
money.
like Semenza,
Yeah, it could be holding some things up in Vegas.
or and Matt Semenza is very good with friends with Tony Soprano.
Balsam Hill guys.
Yeah, that's
Balsam Hill's just like you remember how the Sopranos were in the garbage disposal business. Matt's in the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
business.
exactly.
Hey, by the way, Kyle, we have the problems with the A's that they look like they were getting, and then you go back to, have y'all been following the Tampa Bay thing? I mean, I haven't in the last few weeks.
Yeah, nobody's showing up, and they're a good team.
Yeah, they're a really good team.
Which one is them or the Marlins? The Marlins has got all the Pirates in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one got sent down to AAA.
Yeah.
Well,
Norby got sit down.
Connor Norby. He's the only one.
That's not good. Well, I mean, look, if nobody keeps showing up in Tampa, look, hey, bring the Rays here. They're AAA affiliates in Durham. So let's put them in Raleigh. The Raleigh Rays. You don't even have to change
Raleigh Rays. We've got a nice ring.
Yeah. Or the Carolina Rays. Or what do you want to call it?
Yeah. Raleigh Rays rolls off the tongue very nice.
Yeah.
Alan Vick is going to do play-by-play for the broadcast.
Bob Euchre Jr. up there.
Yeah, Bob Euchre. Yeah.
A bit outside.
I bet they'll go with Carolina though. Carolina Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes. They'll go with Carolina just to be more inclusive. And they need to expand beyond Raleigh if they're going to survive.
The great logo that could happen though with the Raleigh Rays. You could do all kinds of things with those two R's.
Yeah.
T-shirts. All that go.
How about Richmond? You think about another thing about putting a team in Raleigh. When you look at Richmond, not too far away, the Norfolk area, Tidewater area.
Yeah, if you're Richmond, you the Nats would be just as close, but it's a lot easier to get to Raleigh and not have to deal with traffic. You're right. You got Raleigh, you got Charlotte, you got Greensboro, you got all of Eastern North Carolina, you got Wilmington, you got Richmond, you got Norfolk. I mean, just in the Triangle area, when people, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. When you say Charlotte is Charlotte, obviously the area around it, Kannapolis, Concord, etc., is populated, but Charlotte is Charlotte. Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, Apex, Garner, Heatwave Arena, Cary, Wake Forest, Pittsboro, Nightdale. I mean, it all runs together. It's one town after another. It's a very populated area.
Yeah, well over 1 million people. And then when you look at Eastern North Carolina, like you said, Kyle, an easy drive. You're looking at another, just like where we have ECU Health, we service 1.4 million people in 29 counties. So basically, north of Jacksonville up is us. So when you look at that population alone,
the Raleigh-Durham metro area has. Hold on, I just forgot it. Hold on, sorry, Dave. Continue.
No, go ahead. Okay, well, I was just making the point that you're looking at. I mean, all the metros I talked about, and I wasn't even talking about Eastern North Carolina. And you're looking at a few million people at least without even.
The Raleigh-Durham metro area has over 2 million people now. That's not counting. Greensboro is its own metropolitan area. Then you have the Greenville metropolitan area. So that's not including Greensboro even, because that's its own metro area. So yeah,
I think Greensboro includes Danville, Virginia, and
Yeah, it would include. It probably would. It would probably be Raleigh. It would probably be Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point,
Burlington.
Probably Danville, Burlington. I don't know if Burlington. I wonder if Burlington's included in Raleigh or if it's included in Greensboro.
It's a triad.
Okay, it's a triad. Okay.
Yeah, but you're right, Kyle. That what the point you're making is when you look at these metros, what used to be a lot of like rural area and farmland and everything. I mean, my gosh, next year we can do a live show, Alan, from Buc-ee's there in Mebane.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'd love to go to Buc-ee's and broadcast live on the roof.
And have some beaver nuggets.
Yeah, and I heard they're going to give all the TSO listeners and viewers free gas.
I was going to say they were going to give them all free beaver.
Then you can actually put some in your car as well.
So if this happens, Dave, if expansion happens,
we're
well,
getting
it's going
the
to
Buc-ee's
happen.
in Mebane. It's going to happen.
It's going to be like 30, 31, 30. I mean, 2.
2029 is the year they're looking for.
No,
to be in
really?
Yeah, no. Yeah, 29 is when everything is probably going to be. The teams won't start playing them, but the announcements will come in 29 from what I'm hearing.
Here's the thing.
Oh, wow.
Here's the thing,
Okay, I thought it was later than that.
Yeah, here's
Not
the
from what
thing.
I'm hearing.
What I was told, and Josh had a comment that he hopes that it's not as anybody as long as they're not in the NL East. But here's the thing: it's 32 teams. So what they're going to do is you have, just like the NFL, it's going to be 8 divisions with 4 teams in it. So there's going to be realignment involved. I don't know how. I'm not a nerd on realignment on that, how that's going to play out. But I will tell you that you'll have one American League team, and you'll have one National League team. And my hope, like Josh, I hope our team is an American League. And if it's Portland or whoever else out there is in the National League, but I don't know how that's all. But that's the way they're going to do it. They're going to do 2 teams.
Well, when you look at it for travel purposes, if you look at the NL East, the only team we would really be, aligned with that makes a lot of sense would be the Braves, which is, I know, not what Josh wants. But if you look at the NL East, well, I guess the Nats are in the NL, aren't they? Yeah. So, I guess the Washington Nats also. So it might make some sense to do NL East, but AL, you got Baltimore, you got all the Northeast teams. It fits in geographically, but I guess though NL East does make a lot of sense when you look right in between Washington and Atlanta. Sorry, Josh. I'm sorry. You at least you get to see the Braves play.
Yeah.
The Braves will be a lot closer, Josh. Oh. And then when the Braves don't play, that could be your second team, is what what I would say. But
last time they had realignment, they had some teams jump leagues. Like Seattle used to be in the National League. Houston used to be in the National League.
Yeah, Houston was in the National League. So were the Brewers used to be in the AL.
Yeah, they used to be in the
Brewers AL.
C League. You remember he owned the team and had his daughter, running. He purposely got his team, the Brewers, in the National League.
Makes a lot more sense for them to be in the NL Central.
Oh, I don't have you. That's fine.
To the AL East.
Justin Butt says, send Philly to the AL East.
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard that mentioned. He's not. I've heard that somewhere that they fit. I mean, you talk about from a geographic standpoint, Yankees, Red Sox. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Toronto is in there. In fact, you could move Baltimore. You made a great point, Kyle, with you could put Baltimore, Washington, Atlanta, and the Raleigh team together as a 4, as the division.
I don't know that Baltimore and Washington would be ever put together. It would make sense, but
yeah, I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying that, like, geographically speaking, like those 4 teams, like being close, they're the closest.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a no-brainer that we're getting a team. But what I was going to add is earlier, and I failed to mention this, is there people that are upset, Kyle, not because of the taxpayer money and, oh my God, if I have to sit 2 hours and wait in line at a grocery store because they've got $300 or $400 worth of EBT, I'm going to go mad.
Okay. Sorry to stop you. Whose accent is better, Dave's or Kyle?
I don't know. I mean, I was just thinking about that. That's Dave's getting the accents now. I guess I'm going to have to.
Yeah, come on, Stevie, help me out. Stevie, help us out.
Oh, I think I've got that. If Wildfire was here, we wouldn't even have to worry about it.
Wow. So anyway, that was
we're almost at 145. What about the 5 for 5 rule? That's kind of significant.
Yeah, that let's talk about that for the very fact of let me get my facts straight on this. Help me out, fellas, and I'll pitch it to you guys because y'all know more. That means that there's going to be no more red shirts. Is that correct? And you're going to get 5 years to play play five. You get to play
No,
5
no.
years.
Yes, you have 5 years to play. You could play 5 seasons in 5 years. If you have to have medical issues, then you play 4 seasons in 5 years, but you don't get an extra year. And
I mean that's fine because it had gotten out of hand.
it had
6 and 7 year players. The only thing, guys,
8-year players, 9-year players.
wait a minute. Was Patrick Pinckney 6 years off the top of my head?
Oh man, yes. Pinckney 6 or 7. Pinckney was like the beginning of the COVID players before COVID was the thing.
Yeah. He's the one that comes to mind that I'm like, oh.
Yeah, well, I think the kid, our quarterback Griffiths, I think is like 28. I mean, I'm telling you,
they have provisions for people like him. Like for instance, some of the P4 schools are getting players out of Europe that are 24, 25 and have been playing professionally, but they've never been to college. And now they'll only have 1 year of eligibility if that's the case. But I'm still confused on, they say from your graduation date or your 19th birthday, 5 years from that date. So say you're 19 on January 20th, and you have 5 years from that date. So does that mean if you're a basketball player, you elect to play your 5th year after your birthday, you can't play anymore? Like you can't be in March Madness? I'm confused on that part of it.
I'd have to do some research on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't, unfortunately. I think it's a good thing. I think it needs to be tweaked. I don't know that it's going to stand up in court eventually.
There's already been some lawsuits filed already.
Players want to
Problem is,
I hope Jack Herring is filing one of them. That's my personal preference, but I think Josh would agree with me. We're hoping that Jack Herring has got a good attorney.
Guys, if we're going to have I'm not saying I agree with this, but going with this logic, would you guys be open to the fact that, like, let's say and I love Holton, so I'm not dogging him, but let's say Holton Ahlers was still physically able to play, and I know they're talking about limited number of years, but at the same time, if we're paying these guys and their employees, like, I know there has to be a limit, so don't misunderstand me. I'm just going with the logic of now, like the people saying, well, why can't I play 7 years? And why can't I play 10 years? And why can't, I'm like, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, so for me, I understand why there has to be limits. I think it's splitting hairs on how many years and all that stuff. But for me personally, I get like a guy like Holton Ahlers that I think the world personally and professionally, I would have loved to have him quarterback a few more years. But at the same time, there also has to be room for the next guys coming up.
Yes.
So the problem, that's my thing, is that I don't have anything against these guys personally, but you want to be employees, right? You already want to be employees. And so now
they just want to get paid.
Yeah. It's all about the money.
The red shirt, though, I feel like is going to affect for roster management. It's going to really be a problem for baseball because we routinely have more than 35 players that we want to keep, but we can't. So we redshirt a bunch of them.
If you got 5 years to play,
but you can't. You can only have 35. You can't redshirt them anymore. You can't put them. You can't hide them. So we're going to be losing, a lot of players that we normally would be keeping.
Well, what's the difference? I mean,
we would lose them.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. If you can play 5 years now, you have 5 years to play 5. You don't have 5 years to play 4.
I'm talking about I'm specifically talking about roster management. When baseball has more than 35 players they want to keep, they use the red shirt to keep 42, 44, 45, whatever they keep. That won't be available to them anymore.
Right.
But it won't be available to the other teams either, the SEC or the ACC.
Right. I think it's much to do about nothing in terms of the age thing. Well, all right.
For baseball, I'm talking about.
All right. Well, okay. With baseball, okay, great. Any sport. Theoretically, before this nonsense where people were playing 8 years, you had 5 years to play 4. Now you got 5 years to play 5.
But what I'm saying, Kyle, is in baseball specifically, they used the red shirt as a way to keep more players on the roster so that they didn't lose them to another school, which they can't do that anymore. And in football, redshirt is going to be, I mean, there's offensive linemen and quarterbacks normally aren't ready to play as freshmen. So I don't know if we're going to see more of them playing.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't understand what you're saying. I mean,
Why?
you have 5 years to play 5, right?
What he's saying is what he's saying, Kyle, is the number of players when you have 5, when they can play 5 years, then some of those guys that normally would be redshirted and we would be able to save them, now they're going to go to another school because they would probably have another year or two of eligibility and they would go to maybe a bigger name school or they would transfer to Liberty.
I still, before you had 5 years to play 4.
But you're going to lose. Okay. I'm not going that direction, Kyle. I'm just saying that you're able to keep 45 players in the program. They're practicing with you. They're you're going to lose some players. You got some coming in because you redshirted them. You won't be able to do that. That's what I'm saying. It's going to hurt them.
They still got 5 years. I mean, I don't.
But you can't. But Kyle, opening day comes. You can only have 35 players on your roster. We've had 45 now.
Oh, you're saying that the redshirt allows you to have more players on your roster?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
it's kind of like.
Well, everybody else is going to be in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's be in the same boat. No, nobody's going to have an advantage. You're right about that.
What he's saying though, if you got say you got this quarterback already on your roster that's established starter, but you've also got this up and coming recruit that is going to be, is going to be special when the time comes. You can keep that recruit. You can redshirt him. He's there on the roster,
and it doesn't count. Well, what he's saying, it doesn't count against roster numbers if they're redshirted.
Correct. I'm talking about specifically baseball because you're dealing with a much smaller number. Football is a huge number, and I don't think it'll
I
affect
get what
it as
you're
much.
saying. I still don't. I mean, everybody wants to deal with it. I don't know. Hell, send them down to the club team for a year, as long as they're still enrolled in school. I mean, you just do it that way. I don't know. There's ways around it. You guys got to be creative.
I think one of the things that nobody's talking about too, and no more medical waivers. There's no more medical waivers in this 5 for 5.
Really?
Yeah, this is going to last a farting spell.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, they'll find a judge. I mean, it's going to be really easy to find a judge. It's going to be, in their corner, and I think it's a great idea on paper, but logistically,
you know what they could do, Alan? You could have 5 years to play 4. And have one medical red shirt available to you. And then in special cases where there's hardship, you could be given a second red shirt year, and that's it. Like we used to do for about 150 million years before all this bullshit got started.
What? What was that?
There's another accident.
Here's something else to look at. I mentioned this to Steve and I and he agreed that there's going to be a lot of records broken because players are going to be staying for 5 years because there's rev share. So there's going to be players that are going to be hanging around that are very, very good because they're getting paid, and records are going to be. And then he said, do we put an asterisk beside?
Do you mean NCAA records or school records?
Yes, NCAA records are going to get crushed.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of school records broke anymore, ever, because kids are going to stay.
They're going to be here for 5 years.
No, they ain't going to be here for 5 years.
There's some
that play college football. They're going to be playing college football for 5 years. Because they're going somewhere else, JR.
Because y'all are both. Yeah, you actually.
Because you're going somewhere else. If we have a great running back.
Okay, let's take Braden Burrs. He's not going anywhere else. He can stay here for 5 years. He's going to crush some records.
Okay, well, I'm talking about football. Okay, so if we have a great running back. Who would break all our rushing records? Like right now, I guess that Raji holds a lot of them, and Chris Johnson, Junior Smith, etc. He's gonna be gone after 2 years. So I mean, I don't think you're gonna see a lot of school records getting broken anymore.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal that nobody's talking about is the fact this whole crap started. And I'll just tell you, I'll be blunt on this, and people are gonna get mad at this, but there's a lot of kids that are great college kids, great performers, right? So what I'm at, well, both of y'all are right. Johnny, they're going to be great guys that are great,
Right.
and they're going to be making a lot of money. Guess why? You know why?
Not here.
The reason this whole thing started is because there are guys that will never make the NFL. Okay. And I'm not even anywhere close to Division One, right? I'm not knocking them, but that's exactly what it is. They want to get boatloads of money. Instead, before we had it where the Matt Semenza era, where you busted your tail to have a shot at the NFL, and if you didn't, so be it. But now it's
Hell, the
trickling.
Matt Semenza, hell, the Holt Naylor's era.
I know, I'm just saying it's going way back, and it's going, guys. It won't be long, and there's going to be NIL for high school. It's coming.
No, there won't.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming.
No, there won't. not maybe at the highest levels, but ain't nobody paying. Schools will just drop football. They'll just drop it.
Anyway, but I'm just saying that what my point is that instead of having to earn the NFL to make money at the NFL, that's what we're doing now. It's like NFL light, NFL. I mean, that's what they're doing. And so, to Johnny's point, Kyle, you're right. And there's players that are never going to stay.
Yep.
But they're also.
Well, they're going to stay in college, but it's going to be 15 different colleges.
I know, but
But they're going to limit transfers as well, are they not?
Supposedly, that's not going to stand up either.
You don't think that a kid like Holton Ahlers, if not Holton could get paid, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, Holton did play 5 years though.
Yeah. But let's say my point is, let's say that their NIL was prevalent when he was a freshman, and he had 5 years, and we were like, man, we got to pay this dude $1 million. I'm just throwing out a number, or 500,000, right? Then he could be making bank and not even, go to the NFL until after the 5 years, because he's going to be making more money. There are kids right now making more money in college than they'll ever make, even when they are superstars.
Yeah, and I guarantee you're not going to see a damn thing with this rule right now for transfers. Ain't nothing going to change with the transfer portal yet. There's not going to be anything. They're going to find a way. You're going to have kids that are just going to keep transferring like they have been, chasing the dollar. That's not going to change until there's a major change in college sports. And what I'm talking about, what's going to happen is you're going to see in football only. It's not going to affect all sports, but in football only, you're going to see the top schools break away and play in their NFL, and then the rest of us play college athletics. So that's when you'll see a change with some of this nonsense.
I think we're trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube.
You can't do it. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
This is a developing story, and we can talk about it later. I don't like disagreeing with Kyle because we're usually on the same page. So
it's fine to disagree. It's fine.
I want to talk about something.
No, there's nothing wrong with disagreeing, JR. And what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. But
I want
to talk about something that I think.
Wait a minute. Well, you can talk about it after we finish this point.
I don't agree with you, JR. You don't agree with me? I feel hurt now.
Shut up, Stevie.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If the transfer rule doesn't change, if the transfer rule changes, yes, I agree with you. But if the transfer rule doesn't change, you're not going to see any school records getting broken anymore.
Well,
not at East Carolina. Not at East Carolina.
Okay. I think we disagree on that. But I wanted to move on to something I think you'll agree.
How much of our roster did we just lose last year?
I understand, but there's still
it's the people that are very good, but
loyal, and they're loyal.
I don't want to waste any more time on it, so I want to move on to something that I think you'll agree with me on. Another rule change in the NCAA football that it should have never had to be a rule. It should have always been the case. North Dakota State and Sac State are moving up.
Yeah, that was an antiquated
and
rule.
They can play. They're eligible for a bowl game. Like James Madison got hosed a couple years ago.
So did App State.
And App State too.
14 or whatever it was.
So this was the right move for sure, I feel.
I'm glad we can all agree to disagree to agree.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, and did anybody know that Brian Kelly is on Memphis's coaching staff?
For some damn reason, my phone just connected to my Bluetooth speaker, just by itself. What were you just talking about, JR? The FCS schools move. No,
the ones that are moving up are immediately eligible.
Yes, that was an antiquated rule that was made back when Jesus was a boy.
Yes.
FC, if you can make a bowl game in year one playing at a higher level, or the playoffs for that matter, why shouldn't you be able to?
Agreed.
I didn't know
Makes
that.
sense.
I didn't know Matt was on the Jeffersons, but I mean,
What in the world? And why are we just losing everybody?
I don't know. It's almost at the 2 hour mark. I guess everybody is.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that. But Kyle, did you know that Brian Kelly is on Memphis's coaching staff?
I did not. No.
I didn't either. Not until today.
He's with the Memphis family.
That is
And-
insane to me that Brian Kelly is on that staff. That's a huge advantage for Memphis. He's a good coach.
He is.
Stevie got to get up early.
And Coach Ogeron is now back with LSU after months after receiving his final payment of $426,000.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew Coach
Yeah,
O was
so
back
now
with
he's
LSU.
back with them. He's getting $100,000 in a car that he can use. So that's a more. But who's to say that Lane Kiffin might not get himself in trouble, and we might see
Hey,
Coach O again.
That makes sense, Johnny. You made perfect sense. You know why? Because Lane Kiffin, if he doesn't win, I was getting ready to say the Super Bowl. Oh my God, the national championship, he is going to get fired again on the tarmac, and they've got a nice insurance policy right there. Otherwise, I mean, that's
It
my
would be
take.
insane, but it's possible.
You talk about
It's LSU.
The soap opera that LSU is going to be with Lane Kiffin and Will Wade.
Yeah,
And
and
your
Kim
girl,
Mulkey. Kim
Mulkey.
Mulkey.
I mean, if that doesn't speak, can you imagine if we had them at the Pirate Club Armada, like the three of them just traveling around? And I will say this, I do feel bad for state fans because that was a big hose job.
Yep.
And they deserve better than that. That was.
Who cares?
I think Justin Gainey's going to be fine, though. State's going to be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Who cares? I don't care if they never win another basketball game.
Hey,
I'm
disagreeing with you.
Wouldn't bother me.
Don't make me start disagreeing with you, Kyle, because I'll do it. I swear I will.
Well,
Yeah,
Alan,
you had to ask.
you do. You start disagreeing with me.
That farm.
All hell's going to break loose, Alan.
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle,
the Farmville's coming out of Allen now.
Don't make me come over yonder, because I will.
You make you come do what now?
Don't make me come over yonder, because I will.
You come over yonder this way? Well, I'll tell you what, it'd be a fair piece for you to get over here, but I'll be ready.
He's fixing to. He's fixing.
He's fixing to.
Yeah.
Want to?
Is Mike using the last year of our payroll? That's a good question. I would think so.
It's close.
Yeah, it would just about have to be.
I mean, he only had a few more years. Like, was it 3 years on his contract left?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
It wasn't like we had some ridiculous 8-year deal as Kyle talked about. So you're right, Robert.
Is he still at Clemson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's doing he's a volunteer analyst, right, for the defense.
I don't know if they've upgraded to a pay position or not. But last year that's what he was doing. But he's still there. I was going to say something a moment ago, and Alan, when you disagreed with me, didn't agree, whatever it was, you made me lose my train of thought. What the hell was I talking? What were we talking about?
What were we talking?
Yes, what were we talking about? Yes.
Oh man,
Ed
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Ed
Ogeron coaching. Belichick at UNC. You talking about coaching staff? Belichick at UNC with Petrino as his OC. You got to figure who's going to have the hottest girlfriend between those two. That's the biggest thing. Is it going to be?
This will get the first wreck.
Yeah, is it going to be Belichick or is it going to be Petrino? But you got. Look, I don't. The whole Belichick thing. People that want to knock on him for the young girlfriend, shut the hell up. If I was as rich as him, I'd be doing the same thing. Only I wouldn't be bothering with coaching football at this point. But
won 6 Super Bowls. I mean,
Petrino. And I don't. That secretary he got on the wreck with the back of his motorcycle was 5 stars. She was a 5-star recruit, so good for him. But he is just a horrible human being. Forget the secretary. He's just a piece of trash. Secretary is the least of my concerns. But it'll be interesting to see. He is a good offensive mind. That's just there's nobody over there. and I know now these players get paid, and who gives a crap? You're not trying to develop young men anymore. But I wouldn't want. Chapel Hill for a place that likes to snub their nose and talk about how much better they are than anybody has got the sleaziest football staff in the history of football.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right about the Petrino thing, number one, because it's like, let's say that Alan Vick's the athletic director for a school, and you come and you shake hands, and Petrino is like, I'm your guy, man. And you do the press conference, and everything is great. And all of a sudden, he reaches out to Kyle, who might be like another athletic director, and there's no morals for that guy. There's teams that you don't like the team because the coach wins all the time, or he's arrogant and says, I'm going to keep winning, and you deal with it. There's all kinds of reasons why you may not like a coach, but most of the time it's not because they're bad people. It's just because they win all the time, and it's not your team. And it could be a rival school. But Petrino was with the damn Falcons. Wasn't he with the Falcons, and he wrote a letter to him? Was that the same coach? Wrote a letter and said bye-bye. Like he didn't even have the courage. Yeah. He didn't even have the courage to tell his team. That is, they can say all they want to, but Petrino is just not the. And then the Belichick situation is, they're paying him a lot of money. And I understand you want football to be good, but Kyle, the four guys on this show right now could do a better job than the roster management. I'm sorry if people get mad at me saying that, but you know as well as I do that they made excuses like they came in late and all this stuff. But the bottom line is with
I think the biggest thing, I don't know what their deal was on offense last year. They had no identity. Their defense got better as the year went on, but I think one of the biggest problem was he doesn't know how to run a college practice.
Yep.
It's not the same as NFL. I don't think John. I don't think Belichick's girlfriend gives a damn about what their football record is. As long as he's still a multi-millionaire, that young lady ain't transferring anywhere.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, when the money stops, she's gone.
Well, that money's not going anywhere. He's rich. That's.
Oh, come on, Dave. You know that's true love.
Oh, it is. It's puppy love.
True love. That's a great romance story of the 21st century.
Look, as long as they're honest with each other about what it's about, it's about she wants to be taken care of and wants to be spoiled, and he wants that young. You know what? So as long as they're honest with each other about what it is, good for them. But if Belichick really thinks she's madly in love with him, and I'm not saying she can't grow to have feelings for him over time, but otherwise, come on, man, give me a break. And I'm hoping they know what it is and they're honest with each other about what it is.
But see, that's the bad thing. The bad thing is we've spent more time. The media has spent more time talking about the girlfriend than. It's a major distraction. Well,
now that part, having a young girlfriend isn't a major distraction. Putting her on the sidelines of games, right. That kind of bull crap is a major distraction. Keep her at the house or in the stands where she's supposed to be.
And if he starts winning games this year, that you won't hear much about Jordan. I mean, that's
well, you will when she's climbing on his shoulders at the end of the games to celebrate.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Well, all I care about, like, obviously, is
I can't wait for one of the scandals to come out when she's banging one of the players. That's going to be the greatest thing ever.
Wow. Oh man, or
maybe Petrino. It's something's going to come up.
Oh, that would be classic right there.
And
them getting in a fist fight over the girl. That'd be just
something about a middle-aged guy on a motorcycle.
Yeah, both of those. Look out. Get your motor running, right? Do you guys have anything? We're well over 2 hours. I was listening to Corny, by the way, Kyle, and I was like,
which episode?
Was the one that came out on last Tuesday?
Yeah, I got behind. I listened to the whole episode. I know damn well you don't listen to every episode all the way through, or you wouldn't be current. There's no way.
No,
because I've had a lot of time on my hands, and I've even been
3
behind.
or 4 hour. I mean, they're like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, yeah, he makes us look reasonable. What was your point about Cornell? What were you gonna say?
Just the fact that we're over 2 hours, and that, like, I was.
Oh, how long your shows are? Yeah.
And I was going, there's times when some people, we've actually, by the way, I was going to say this earlier, and I definitely once again forgot. This is the biggest crowd we've had in weeks. So thank you very much for all of you that are still here. It used to be when we started streaming, we would have a good audience, and an hour and a half or 2 hours in, it would be like 5 people left. And Kyle's like, all right, yeah, we better wrap it up. But it's been a great crowd. But
yeah, and as football season comes, your crowds will continue to increase. Hopefully, interact with us on social media, guys. Our Facebook, our X account. We need to get more active on Instagram, and I need to get our TikTok login information from Bubba. I need to put out some TikTok content.
I had the original one, and I think he made a separate one. But anyway, that's a whole nother.
Well, whoever the
Dave,
hell's
what
got
was
the
John White's
information.
comment? I didn't get a chance to read it. John White's comment.
I was trying to get the new comments, and I've had trouble. There's something going on with our program tonight. It's the same one that we were already talking about.
Oh, that is good stuff.
Yeah, and I pointed out she don't give a damn about the record as long as the money's still there.
Show me the money.
Good Lord.
Hey, Dave, on a personal note, before we go, tomorrow would have been our buddy John Creech's 67th birthday.
Yeah, and also I did want to say, and I don't want to get I'm going to get Kyle started on this, but one of my music heroes retired from performing, or at least touring, and that's Alan Jackson. And I can't see that.
Don't get me started. What are you talking about? I love Alan Jackson.
No, not about cutting a promo. You and I will be going on for another hour or two about music.
I missed that last night. Hopefully that is archived somewhere. I did not realize that was on his final concert. I think NBC, CBS, somebody aired it.
NBC.
I would have liked to have watched.
They had 59,000 people at Nissan.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jesus Christ, you had him, you had George Strait, everybody was there with him. But I saw Alan Jackson in concert one time in Raleigh. Not the most exciting performer for sure, but great songwriter, great singer. Had a lot of good country songs. My favorite two would probably be Midnight Montgomery and Between the Devil and Me. Would be my favorite two by Alan Jackson. But great artist, and health problems. He's had to retire, and Alan Jackson seems like the kind of guy, this may really be it. He may not go to a residency at Vegas or anything like that. Alan says he's retired. He might really be retired.
I'm with you on Midnight in Montgomery, Remember When, and I'll Go On Loving You are my three favorites.
Do you like The Devil and Me?
Yes, I do.
Great song.
He's got many great songs. I've seen him 5 times, 3 in a concert, obviously setting, and then twice at the country radio seminar.
And one of the greatest modern Christmas songs of the last 25 years, Let It Be Christmas.
You know what? I think he's got 2. Let It Be Christmas and When the Angels Cried with him and Alison Krauss are both excellent.
Wow. I forgot about that one. Yeah. Love.
I was going to say about Alan Jackson. I was a big Jimmy Buffett fan, and I never wanted to have somebody else, come on and do a song with them. I'd rather just hear Jimmy do it. But when Alan Jackson did 5 O'Clock Somewhere with Jimmy, that was just one of the greatest duets ever. And
lives at the very end.
He's the only one that could live up to Jimmy Buffett, I felt. And I didn't like Jimmy for all the, popular Cheeseburger in Paradise. I liked his songs that were never played on the radio. He was really, really, really talented, and so was Alan Jackson. And those two together, that was gold.
I was Somewhere is a good song.
Yeah, I was in Michigan right there when we were getting ready to play at the Big House a couple hours when I found out that Jimmy Buffett died. So very sad. But Alan Jackson, definitely glad he's in the Hall of Fame. I got a chance to meet him, and I told him that he was one of my music heroes. And he smiled really big and said, "Thank you, man." He's very shy. He's a great dude, a great dude. So I don't want to say like that, but he's extremely shy, and he doesn't like last night. I'm happy that it was well attended. I was happy that the performances, what I've heard, was really good, but he doesn't normally like that kind of spotlight. Attention. Thank you.
And the great Glenn Campbell discovered Alan Jackson.
That's correct. And because Denise was an Eastern Airlines flight attendant, and she had a demo, and she gave it to Glenn Campbell. So, in fact, here's a fun fact for you. Have you ever seen? You remember that show, You Can Be a Star on the
I
National?
do, yeah. He did the little thing, cut it to commercial.
Yeah, that was one of his claims to fame. So, anyway, John has a quick thing. Lucky enough to see Alan perform live in Pensacola. Great
There you
guy.
go.
There you
Saw
go.
him in Raleigh in the year, it was 2008, I think, with Josh Turner opening for him.
What was it, 2001 or
I was at that show, Kyle.
when he
Were
came?
you? Well, I didn't see you there.
He
Yeah.
came in 2001 when WRNS.
Yeah, I was so broke at that time, I couldn't afford tickets, Alan. I think you told me you could have got me tickets. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he performed when they had the shows at. Speaking of which, I would love. I know
that is probably coming back, according to our athletic director. That the concerts are coming back to Dowdy Ficklin in Williams Arena. So we'll see when the first one's going to be and who it's going to be. But looking forward to that.
I'm going to go with my prediction is I don't know anything. I'm going with Luke Combs. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know anything. I'm just speculating. So again, please don't say I'm starting rumors, but that's my gut feeling. And I like Luke Combs.
I'm going to go with Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's we might be there for 5 minutes.
The family show, but I would tell you what the B-side of Come On Eileen is. But
I know it. Yeah, I know what it is.
Come in, Eileen?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's an old joke. Yeah, it's an old joke. I remember that one vividly.
Clean it off? I don't.
No, I'll text it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys. Do you have anything before we get out of here? Thank you, guys, and thank you again for the great live people here with us live on YouTube.
Yeah. Thank you for the live people. The dead people don't do as much good.
They're actually still watching. So, Johnny, do you have anything?
No, I would just say the same. Thank you for everybody that's still hanging. And the show always, it always goes long, but it never seems like we've been talking for 2 hours, or over 2 hours in this case. But I have plenty of material left. I'll save it for next show.
All right, sounds good. And Alan, you got anything, bro?
No, sir. Just want to say thank you, fellas. I enjoyed it. Thanks to everybody who's watching and listening, and I appreciate you letting me be a part of it.
Yeah, I'll close it with this for what I got to say is don't do lat pulls at 10 pounds even when you're recovering from hernia surgery. I'll say that.
I was disappointed in that decision, Kyle.
Yeah, me too.
Lat pulls.
Yeah, that's not a good combo.
Yeah, well, I looked. I was like, well, this is going to work my biceps and my back, but I think I might have effed up. But I'm hoping I'm just sore and I didn't do any damage. But yeah,
take it easy for a couple of days.
Yeah, I am. Besides walking, I haven't done a damn thing today.
You deserve a break today. I heard that somewhere. All right, we'll get out of here.
Thank you, fellas.
The little pulling, burning sensation I felt before, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
Please.
But I will continue with the weight loss, hit the weight loss goals before there is a fourth surgery. I can guarantee you that.
All right, we'll get out of here. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. In fact, in the summertime, we do a show just on Sunday night until Alan Vick gets in the Radio DJ Hall of Fame, and we'll have a special show when that breaks. Breaking news. So my buddy Alan Vick, I can't wait till he gets in there. In the meantime, we'll get out here. We'll be back next Sunday night at 8. If it's Sunday, it's TSO. Good night, everybody. And as always, go Pirates.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.